second full campaign from a pre-written adventure.
Mango!
One last time.
From a pre-written adventure that I've done from start to finish, from level 1 to the end of the game, all the way through. And it is my first 2 campaigns to also ever run.
Huh.
Isn't that wild? That's like unheard of that you would be able to get a group together to do that.
You're kind of implying that people start campaigns and then just don't finish them.
When I first started
That's how
playing
it is.
D&D in the first year and a half,
really?
I started
Yeah.
10 campaigns and finished none of them.
What?
Yes.
You got 10?
The guy that started the new game with Cari and I had got like 6 or 8 different players together. They finally got everything situated. He wrote everything. And then they started for session 1 and no one showed up except for one person.
What?
That sucks.
What?
And so now we're playing with her and him.
Yeah, so now we're playing on Sundays with
on the high seas.
one DM and another player and me and Cari, and it's great.
Okay. Well, I guess it worked out in the end then.
I'm a half vampire rogue. I'm a rogue, Mesh.
Hey.
Vampire.
Okay.
Okay, here we are. Sadness.
You guys defeated the Ice Queen. But the city still holds movement, threats, and the sinking arcane blight remains. Breker, in his justice, has decided to go, and after the resurrection of Avarice, basically take care of her. So he will be present for this, but for roleplay purposes cannot be present here, so he will not be speaking. Okay, he will assume the finish of the campaign just like the rest of you, but because of scheduling, this is how it is. Okay, your partner has departed back into the astral sea with his mind flayer compatriots to continue researching ways to get back to connect with you at maybe a future date, but still searching after his homeland. I believe Devii had suggested and Mesh had suggested going up to the tower.
Yeah,
figuring out the spindle.
we had looked at the spindle already last session.
Yes.
And returned
and
the spindle.
I think we got everything that we could. We kind of studied it, and we realized it consumes magic, but there wasn't as much. If we want to start there, I'd like to talk to Velen and Velen. I don't know how much more we can discover on this city on our own. Is there any way that you can contact? You've told me this many times, but the Wizard Society...
Arcane Brotherhood.
Thank you, thank you. Can you contact the Arcane Brotherhood to send more intellectual people to dig in this area?
Shoots a nervous glance at Avarice, who meets her gaze. While we were sent here on their behalf, excuse me if I'm incorrect in this, Avarice, but I do believe that this was a suicide mission. They did not want us to succeed. And if we did succeed, they were going to be the ones to reap the benefits. The Arcane Brotherhood has a history of being very powerful for a reason, and has a very big rivalry with the Wizards of Waterdeep and Blackstaff.
Okay. Should we go talk to them instead?
My associations
we
with...
need people down here.
Yes, I'm sure. We could maybe research the city some more, but this place is incredibly dangerous. We did completely take over certain areas and have cleaned out the city of some of the things, but with Iriel Arthas's departure, I'm not confident, like Meshadieme, that he's fully gone.
You mean he left something behind, or that he himself is still present?
I'm gonna-
somehow?
Well,
I'm gonna dig through Breker's bag and take out the divination scroll. He has 2 of them. Devii, we need to figure out the right question to ask with this to understand
Okay.
the what's happening here.
Yes.
We need the right words. Do we
Can
want
you-
to ask about the spindle or the curse or aerialatus?
We can only get one question.
We have 2 of the divination scrolls, so we can get 2 questions out of this.
I feel like it would be. I think my biggest question is to you guys. I'm telling you what's on my mind so we can figure out how to make this question going forward. My biggest fear is what was Arl hiding here. So how do we move forward in trying to protect us from future things that are happening?
We have the
Um,
book, right? The codicil.
of
Velen
what?
has it in her hands.
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Does it have a closing?
Excellent question. I do believe
are
I
you
was
doing?
just
Is this
looking for
the-
the key last time. I can take a look.
Is this the thing that I already wrote down in all the colors?
Because if
And
we could close this place,
oh, close it. Yeah.
seal it, and leave the book with. I mean, I don't know.
The last phrase of the codicil is I weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. Oh, sorry, that was
That's the second to last paragraph. Yes, stanza.
That's what her server. Wait. That's the second to last?
She says,
Like server.
I can read it
That's
here
helpful.
because even though the words have power, with her being gone and us not being nearby, I don't think it really will count. But, and also I'm reading this out of context, so I'll just read the last part. It says, Sovereign of Summer's Lost, General of Winter's War. And then it just says, Long live the Queen of Cold and Frost, may she reign forevermore. But she's dead.
Oh, okay. I don't have that.
Is she?
down.
Well, we vanquished her,
We vanquished her.
sent her very being. But
She wasn't.
I
a
mean, you
god.
do make a good sense
True.
that could just very well be a physical manifestation.
Like the reason I'm saying this is it hasn't immediately taken effect.
What hasn't?
Well, will it?
Change.
She was winter itself. I'm sure that winter takes a while to subside.
Yeah, maybe it'll just like be like a couple of days and like the snow will melt and stuff. Like snow doesn't instantly.
Not to
disappear.
mention
we
the
could
the
just-
effects of the darkness should be immediately vanquished.
We could send a message to someone in 10 towns and say, hey, can you see the sun?
Yeah, and we can't see outside because we're in like a cave.
Yeah, you're
so
under
we're in
the.
a glacier.
hmm
So
Um,
we'll have to wait and see when we get
That's a good
outside.
idea.
Yeah, sending a message to like our friends back in 10 towns, be like, hey, look up. Do you see
Ooh.
the stars?
Who do we want
Who
to
do we
send
want
it
to
to?
send the message to? Yeah.
Maybe the lady who was from Goodmead, we were kind of close with her.
Who's that?
Not the Duvess is the name that comes to my mind, but that's not who was from
Where
Goodmead.
the fuck's the other wizard?
Which wizard?
The other guy.
Oh,
Dallan,
he's dead.
Zahn's dead?
He died in this city not too long ago.
we assume
Oh.
he had illusions going everywhere.
No, I think
He's dead.
that
He's dead?
Davros confirmed it for us.
Oh,
I sent a message to him and he was not available at the other end.
Well,
bad way to die.
a waste of a fucking effort.
Yeah.
We gave him a new body of all things.
I mean, it was.
Well,
thanks to
he
him
could
we were
not. He
able
may not
to-
necessarily be dead. He may just be in another area. It's possible that I
okay.
couldn't reach him because he was in a different area of existence. I don't know if he found something else to get out of here, but the easiest assumption is, of course, his demise.
We could ask in the scrolls, is the secret to Netheri's fall in this city? Or is, because there's other cities out there, right? There was one in the Shadowfell and one in the Feywild, right? So those could also be
They were sent there,
What's
though,
that?
weren't they?
studied. They were sent, yeah, but it's crashed there. It's not floating anymore. It's also crashed.
Do you think they still have people living on them like they survived?
No. It's also a crash site.
Oh.
But those are other cities that were part of the Empire that are also fell. But maybe they don't have this curse like the city does. I personally am not concerned about Iriel Arthas, and maybe I should be. I think he's not dead. I think he's gonna come back, but I feel like there's bigger things at play that we need help with.
And honestly,
I could
fuck
be
this
wrong.
place. We've done what we needed
Yeah.
here.
But we could ask a question, like you said, about the fall. Like, what caused this city to fall?
With your spell, who are we talking to when we're asking questions?
The Raven Queen. She's the domain of fate.
So we're assuming that she knows the answers, correct?
Correct. Now, she was divinity at the time. We could also ask. We could also ask a question like, what should our next step be? Where should we go next to find answers? Should we ask the Arcane Brotherhood to come down here, or should we seal the place off?
Avarice and I are bound to tell the Arcane Brotherhood that where this place is. We signed a contract and we have to abide.
So you do have to.
I honestly think it's better than if the Black Staff got a hold of it, but only because of the competition. Also, I've been promised that my name would be restored to honor. So I would like to have that very much.
Put a good name in for
What
us
does
in
it
the city.
say in your contract exactly? Do you just have to tell them where it is?
Well, they just wanted us to explore if it was here. So it's very vague. But the second that they know it's safe to A, come up here, and B, that the city is uncovered and is essentially an open site, there will be a mass exodus up here from wizards from all over that they will task to excavate and plumb the depths of this place, which is why being here first is important. We can take whatever we need if we have room, and I can wait and delay on telling them as long as Avarice agrees.
Before we continue on, Vanvalor, can we just send a quick sending to someone in 10 tons, ask them if they can see the sky, whatever time of day it is?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll shoot a message. To the guy in East Haven. Who is he again? It's been so long since we've talked to any people, I don't remember.
Well, something not Crowell, not well.
Markham Southwell is not from East Haven.
Southwell. Oh.
Oh, so he's not, but is he alive?
He's Duvesta's right hand, kind of head of the police and the guard in Bryn Shander.
We've also got our tiefling friend.
You got the tiefling friend from
Who's
Targos, and then you've got the other human guy that stole from Meshadieme named Scython.
Scython is the tiefling guy.
Scython's not a tiefling.
Oh.
He's not?
I'm pretty sure he...
Wait, Scython is a tiefling, yeah.
Yeah. Scython's a tiefling, the guy that stole from Mesh. They are one and the same.
I need to get my sheet up.
But there's
here.
also Torvos?
Oh,
yeah, Scython is a tiefling in East Haven.
Dragonborn.
You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
all
thinking
like, wait,
there's two tieflings. There's two tieflings.
Gotcha.
There's the one dead at the top of the mountain.
There's the soldier tiefling and the thief tiefling.
Correct.
And the dead.
It was Targos's right hand, and then there was
and this tiefling, and Devii points to Avernus. Avarice.
Avarice?
Let me see the Targos's tiefling name because that's gonna bother
I'll
me.
pick
speaking
Southwell
of
since we've had the most interaction with him, and he's not dead, right?
I don't think he is.
Or is he dead?
Being
I
alive.
think he's dead.
don't
Let's
fucking
hope he's
remember.
not dead. What happens if you send a message and the person's dead? Does it not bounce back?
Spell fizzles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that he made it.
Yeah.
We can just message Southwell. He's
Been our main contact. I'll just shoot a message saying, "The maiden has fallen. Can you see the stars or the sun?"
Sorry, who are you contacting again? One more time.
Southwell.
Southwell. By the gods, I thought you died. It's good to hear your voice, but let me tell
Some
you.
of us did anyway.
Let me tell you, Van. I think I just saw the snow melt for the first time under the sun.
Yes. Did you? Wait, can I hear? Oh no, I can't hear, can I?
If you could hear tears fall. Happy tears.
Probably grab.
The snow is melting.
Good.
Snow is melting.
Then I think for the time being, I feel like we've succeeded here.
The only thing
But-
that bothers me is that staff,
Goodness.
this spindle, and the
Mhm.
obelisk. Those are the three things that are. Well, and of course, if they manage to solve anything and everything in that library. But I think we gathered everything that's mostly important to us, at least.
Did we?
I don't care
While
about
all this
anything
is
in here anymore.
While all this is happening, I'm doing detect magic
It's
to figure out the 6 staffs I got last
right.
in the downstairs.
Right.
If any of them are magic.
I believe you've already done this, and I've told you the results.
No,
I remember you
I
doing
didn't.
this.
I wanted to, and you were like, ask me next week in
Okay.
game because I'm
Okay.
too
Well,
tired.
one of them, I believe, one of them is what's it called? A Charlatan staff that is damaging to your madness.
Okay.
Let's see
A good
here.
shot at me.
Not the Force Bridge. What was the room called? Staff storage. Here we go. Okay, staff 1. If you want to write it down, you can. If you can't, I can always give it to you later. Straight stick of pale ash wood. It has a stern owl head on the top. Staff 2 is a smooth polish that is a blue tinted wood, strong as steel. Has black veins running through it with an octopus on the top. A translucent staff of purple is staff 3 with splits into tree branches at the very top and circle around each other that have a hollow spiral that has an orb in it. Think of like Gandalf's staff. And the orb is like a lighter color of purple that's tucked inside. Staff 4 is a golden lasper wood with carvings of fish swimming up a river along the length. Staff 5 is weirwood, a hardy substance that's similar to oak. And the shaft is a gnarl and twisted type. And the top is carved to resemble a human hand that is holding on to a snake. And staff 6 is the Charlatan one that is infused with magic, but not like it's holding the magic, but not in like a cursed or blessed way. And you guess that you can't because you didn't use anything besides detect magic, it's got an enchantment
How
on it.
to identify right after that once I know it's magic?
I'll say that you can identify this probably pretty safely if you're in the tower. if you hold it, a creature that's holding it is immune to the frightened and poison conditions. It is literally
Ooh, that
a
would be useful.
Chardolin staff of medicine. If you want to write it down as that, or you can name it whatever you want, because it doesn't have a name. It's just an immunity
Everlast.
staff.
What do the rest of these staves do? Like, look at Mesh as he's taking 20 minutes to do shit.
Each of them serves as an arcane focus for different groupings of the octad, but it seems that 2 are missing. Perhaps one of them is the one that she's holding,
That would make sense.
but the 7th is missing indefinitely. Perhaps it was destroyed.
They must have, was it with
Yes, you, Miss Devii.
the lady frozen in the chair? Did she have a staff?
Don't
He had a
think
crown.
so.
Just a
Yeah,
crown.
crown.
Thank you, Jodie.
The other one is
Well,
missing
muted.
definitely.
Thank you, Everlast. You've been most
Everlast, is your
helpful.
range the whole city or just this tower?
The entirety.
Okay, so if it was in this city, you would know.
I mean, it was not easy to break in arcane focus, but disaster struck, so anything stronger than these things have destroyed would be far stranger. It seems that these were just stored away when it had happened. It could be that
Although-
the individuals involved were also still using them, transported, destroyed. There's any number of outcomes.
So the answer is you can't sense it here.
The answer is I don't know where it is presently.
Thank you.
Simple.
Everlast, we're going to be leaving.
Oh,
Or at
I'm
least
sorry
I
to hear
am.
that. It's been nice having a social life for a few days.
Yeah, it's been nice to see you. Do you want... This is a weird question. Do you want to be turned off?
That's actually very considerate.
I've been trained to laugh at such innuendos, but I don't believe you are insinuating what I think you are.
Never
Well, no,
mind.
Goldie's here. You get turned off from that
Totally
right away.
insinuating
I
it.
see.
I'm insinuating it.
He grins.
Why can't we just bring him with us?
I said all that in character, by the way.
We can just bring him with us, right?
I don't know.
I am dedicated
What?
to the restoration of this place. It must be restored. Master Aelarthius demands it. And the secrets must be restored.
Well, I hate to
To
break it to you,
only
but like
the
he's
Netheries.
dead, and
Only the Netheries. Good. I don't want anyone else fucking around in here.
But if you have proven yourselves to be people to restore the city, perhaps, like I had said before, we can help each other.
Meshadieme, what you said earlier, perhaps it is a good idea to just ask about a question about the spindle and about the Mythaler.
We've already
And my
used the-
staff is connected to the Mythaler, so
what can we exactly ask that won't backfire? Because these things are very word specific.
would it be possible to say something like, did the spindle... I have a couple questions about the spindle, but I know we can only ask one. Like, did the spindle have something to do with the fall? Is it dangerous to leave as is? Are there more of them?
Let me just answer the previous question of he's bound. I am bound to the tower.
Oh, okay. So we couldn't bring you. I mean, if we could shrink the tower, we could bring you.
That is a
Let's shrink the
preposterous
tower.
suggestion, but I do like your
No.
gumption.
Thank you.
But I can manifest myself anywhere inside of this place. The tower, that is. There is only crystals that can manifest my presence here. And outside of which there is no power. Not to mention the damages may have even more so to this. I have reason to believe that I could manifest elsewhere given permission within the rules of the spells, but with the place damaged as it is, I would not want to risk my demise for the sake of the city's restoration.
So, here's the thing. The Arcane Brotherhood is definitely coming here. We need to somehow make it less dangerous for them to poke around.
Or more dangerous.
I mean,
Well,
I don't think we need to
more
worry
dangerous.
about that. I don't
I
think
don't
we need to
fucking
worry
care
about
about
their
them.
safety.
Yeah, we don't like them, do we?
Not
So-
their safety, but what they could cause with the knowledge here.
Oh, outside, like taking it and doing.
Can we
Is there anything we can
seal
If we seal
the
it,
glacier?
but
And
then if we seal it, would you still give them how to open it up again?
her contract, if I believe from what she
Question.
said, was vague enough that she has to tell them it exists.
If it is
Yeah,
Arl's
that's-
power that sealed it, and unsealed it with her codicil to begin with, then if she's dead, then technically would it be powerless to seal this place up? Unless there's
Therein
no
lies the
that-
rub, Miss Devii, because I don't know the answer to that until we try.
You just have to try. Okay.
Yeah.
That's when every time you guys mention that she is dead, I feel like something is wrong in that phrasing.
Deceased?
Ha-
She's deceased.
No, it's like
I think he means he just can't believe
makes
it.
somebody, what makes
I know.
a being, what makes a being a god? What makes a being a demi-lich?
Do you know? Because
It
like
has to
I
be
really
more
want to
than
know
just-
that.
It has to be more than just a body.
Yeah.
Well, did she have a? I mean, I don't know. I'm really confused about how.
I have a
how that
lot of
works.
questions, to be
She
honest.
had like multiple forms, so
Like, who is she? How did she
Mesh.
become? Why is she keeping secrets?
I don't care that she fucking became. She's done.
I'm just
I-
curious
Mesh,
about the
I-
mystery, but I hear what you're
I
saying.
did what I needed to do.
I get where you're coming from, but the thing is, we basically stopped the very thing she wanted to continue. Like, I don't think she would give up her life, whatever that is, to stop this process. But she tried everything
Yeah, that's
to
very
make
true.
sure that this process
And
would not be
If you
halted. And
Let
so
that be
reveal
let
the
that be one of the
place
questions.
to other people, am I to assume that you were trying to restore the city to its former glory?
sort of. But
Not
I mean,
I'm surprised someone's not saying yes.
I mean,
straight
like
away.
I'm gonna be honest. Like we didn't come here to do that.
Not
We came here for like a specific reason, and we did things to our own ends to meet that goal. But I can see that it's maybe possible to restore the city, but there's always going to be the issue of, like you said, people coming in and misusing the power and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like, no, but you know, I can see. I can see why you want to restore it if that's like your purpose.
Well, I can tell you
Guys.
this, that many powerful minds have already tried.
Have they?
Mm.
Before us?
There were some survivors. It's just been a few thousand years and they didn't make it.
I will say, Everlast, plug your ears really quickly.
No, I can't.
Okay, then you're gonna listen to. Don't come after me for what I'm about to say. Okay.
Boo.
I could care less about this city
Oh
and
shit!
the stick up their asses wizards that used to live here. No offense, Velen and Avarice. I just want to make sure it's safe for the people that are living now. I want to make sure the people that are here in the world living today are safe. I could care less about restoring this city.
I agree.
You didn't hear that, did you, Everlast?
He heard. He heard.
Devii, I think you're overestimating his desire to forcibly want anything from us. We either do it or we don't. Also, I just want to point out that whatever the Arcane Brotherhood do or don't do, we have no thought on that because we can't do anything about that. They show up.
I only have
they
2
are gonna
standing
get on
orders,
with
so I
it.
don't care what you think, to be honest with you.
See what I mean? Like, we either help the city or we don't help the city. Either way, we can just continue walking on, as it were. Yeah. But may I propose something? Perhaps helping restore the city can help the restoration of 10 towns as well. It might be prudent to actually do it.
Can't we just?
Did you happen
Can't we just
to
excavate the
stop
city
by
instead
Veranda's, Veneranda's plan? Did you find
Veneranda's
Veneranda's
brain
plan
in the
there?
jar?
Oh, right. That thing.
Oh yeah, she wants his stuff. I'm not talking to her.
So you don't know what she's planning to do with it?
Oh no.
We do not.
Okay, well, that at least
She
shows
wanted
me
to
that you're
use it
not
on the
lying to me,
obelisk.
because I saw everything that happened in that room.
Oh, did you? What? So why are you asking us about it then?
Checking
Just,
your trustworthiness.
Testing us.
Yes.
All I know is she wanted it to use it on the obelisk. What exactly? I don't know.
You wanted to use it on the obelisk?
Question.
That's pretty
does the
unwise of
obelisk-
her to assume that that's a possibility. That was quite damaged in the crash. Even Aerial Arthas couldn't repair it.
What does that obelisk do?
So,
Say it.
hmm, I don't think Aerial Arthas had ever considered the fact that a non-wizard try it.
I don't like that.
Your butt in her face. That's so rude.
Question. What exactly can the obelisk do?
He like stands really rigid. My orders prevent me from revealing the city's secrets to outsiders.
We've lived here long.
Yeah, but we're inside.
Yeah.
Oh, very
Yeah, we've been
funny,
here long enough.
Mr. Van. Very funny.
And we've defeated the ruling authority already.
That's true.
Yes.
Well-
yes.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
No, we didn't do anything to the ruling authority. The ruling
Still
authority
probably
turned to
lied.
dust of his own accord.
Yeah, yeah. He sneezed.
And answer me this. Whomever may use the obelisk, how likely is it that it will bring forth destruction and pain upon everything surrounding us?
It would depend on how far-reaching the possible effects were.
That
Let's
means
start-
I'm not
Not
touching
at all.
that thing.
I just want to know what we got over there, because that could
Well,
be
If he's
fun.
thinking
the
it, it
problem
means
is
it's
that
possible.
the obelisk has been even so much that Aerial Arthas has tried to prevent it. Still has a hairline fracture in it and something very powerful. It's hard to tell, Goldy. I would like to say it's a good idea because it was kind of pretty much all that Aerial Arthas concerned himself with before he turned into what he turned into. Was just that. The
Did he
secrets
go
of which I
crazy
cannot share,
doing
but
that?
he dedicated the entirety of his existence and the amount of time that he was here to that obelisk.
So we're not gonna find out.
Well, it's very possible that sometimes in their hubris, stubbornness is what gets them.
True.
Everyone.
If that obelisk deals with time, I'm not touching it.
Well,
we
it
have
has to
determined-
do with time, but do you know what else deals with time?
Time.
Is it time?
Me.
Space.
Time. Space.
We have a friend that's in space at the moment.
Devin,
No, not that kind of space.
Are you? Are
The-
you
he
implying
takes his
that-
hands out. The folding of space, the moving of it, displacement of time and
I
space,
don't.
superseding travel by using the absence of time
I don't follow.
You move space closer together.
I'm sure that you from the Feywild don't describe it in such terms. Probably
It's
you
like-
manifest things using leaves or mist. You just go pop and then pop into a new place.
It's like if you went
It's less
from,
scientifically sound.
If you went from like Neverwinter to Waterdeep, it's not going to be a day's travel. But if you use the
That's
Mythalar, you would be there in a day.
Not the Mythalar, Miss Devii. The obelisk.
Ain't nobody talking about
Probably.
folding time and all that crap
and
in the
it
Feywild.
would.
I can
It's
tell you
not like
that.
it's just like you're like, and you're there. I got it.
Yes, but
Yeah, I
that
mean,
would
you
be
just do what you gotta do.
transportation magics underneath of a different sort.
It's transportation, but it's a different way of transportation.
It is indeed a different
Uh-huh.
way because sometimes it can transport you both through time and space,
Yes.
while controlled versions of it may deal with one or the other.
Get it.
Huh.
Hmm.
So a single step can leap us forward into another time and another place. Look,
If I had
There's
that on a
other
ship,
magics
that would
about
be,
this that have to do with planar travel.
Putting that on a ship would be a game changer for wow, I'm so excited I can't think. Traders for merchant ship.
Yes, in
Oh, yeah.
theory.
But you know, I'm pretty
They
sure
would also put a
someone
target on their
finds,
back for using it.
find, yeah,
Yeah,
like they find a way to use it for evil. I'm
Yes,
telling you.
Smash?
Is there any merit in finding out how to stop the curse, or whatever terminology you want to use? on the city?
Absolutely.
That could be one of
Yeah.
our divination.
I mean,
Yeah.
Stop
Okay.
the curse on the city.
How?
Excuse me.
The curse is
You
just
guys,
a fallout.
Question.
I'll tell you that much.
I just want to feel the sun.
Ooh, that does
Get
sound
with your-
nice.
It has been quite some time.
Okay, let's ask our questions and then maybe we can just go out
I hope we don't run into a fucking vampire knoll.
first.
Which, yes, I do believe is still out there. No
Well,
party.
why don't we start with using divination and we'll ask how do we stop the curse? We'll get the answer and then we'll go from there for the next.
Ooh.
Because
Okay.
maybe the information we get will inform our.
May I quickly ask a random question that just popped into my head considering we're about to leave?
Mhm.
Everlast, we came across a wall arriving to the city with some sort of creature. It almost tore us apart, our minds. What
If it has to do with
exactly
anything
is
inside
that?
of the glacier, I cannot speak or comment on its existence as it is not a part of the city and outside of my jurisdiction.
So that wasn't part of the city. Okay.
Some tentacly creature. You guys didn't have one dashed away here.
Unless
it
you're
was
referring to
when
the
he was
Faerun,
on-
which
in the
were
tunnel.
our natural born enemies.
There is a being just outside the city that may cause more harm than anything else to the restoration of the city that you should be aware of.
I see. Well, I've stored it in my memory banks. Thank you for the heads up. I don't really know what else to tell
Basically, he
you.
doesn't care unless it's actually in the city. He doesn't
Well,
That is a
stuff.
future problem. Currently the city is grounded, and that's the first problem to solve.
Cal, the truth is, we have to get out. Inevitably, that's our way out.
We need to make sure we stop by the
Unless ever
dryad on the
what's his
way.
name again? Never.
Well, I
Gull
can
or
tell you
whatever that-
this,
It's-
as
it's-
someone
it's
who brought
another
in
way
some
out.
troops, Avarice speaks up. We did not see the vampire for very long. It seems that he has gotten a couple snacks from us. Not
Snacks.
not
Killed a few
in our
people.
intention, but you know. However, you guys didn't see multiple large worms down there, did you?
No.
Yes. Yes, we did.
Describe the
Yeah.
worms a little bit more.
I don't think so.
Best way I can describe it to someone who's not really very keen on magical beings would be
Wait.
perhaps a 4 to 6 story building that moves and has thousands of legs and is about as hot as the surface of the sun.
We
No.
didn't see it, but
Or maybe
we
not
were,
that.
We
did
were
was some-
present of the caves.
There
we
was
went
something
through the
near.
caves they
My
made.
Yeah.
my
Yeah, yeah.
ravens went
We
there.
saw some potential eggs
Fuck off.
You saw the eggs of what? Where were they?
in a
In the
in
tunnel.
a steaming pool of water.
In the steaming
I
pools?
remember.
Yes, that was the nest.
The rats.
Oh, okay.
That's where your birds poofed out, Devii.
There was a very large being that's referred to as a remoraz there, and she had 2 of her younglings were there, as well as a pool of eggs. We had to dispatch the mother and the 2 younglings we scared off because we needed to get here.
Right.
The younglings probably are there, but, you know, given our current state, we can probably deal with them now.
Okay.
I think we probably should deal with them now.
Well, either way.
Okay. So first divination scroll.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
I will take that divination scroll to cast it, and I will pour my tea, do the whole tea ritual ceremony that I always do for the raven, as it a symbol of crossover. Speak with her. Raven Queen, there is a curse. You know its origin or how to stop it. Your insight would change the fate of.
What is your question, Cari?
How do we stop this?
Cari, Mike. So far.
How do we stop this curse that's upon the city?
Okay, the spell does not take into account any possible circumstances that may change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells. If you cast a spell 2 or more times before finishing the long rest, it has a cumulative 25% chance that each casting you get a random reading. Okay. Ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity.
Our goal is to stop the curse.
Yeah.
The curse is an activity.
Short phrase, christic rhyme, or an omen. So out of the tea steam rises. You notice that the tea's steam almost freezes in the air as a porcelain mask forms, and the tea turns to blood.
Mm-hmm.
My child.
Ooh.
I see you. After so long. I haven't the time but to answer. The blight is earned. The curse cannot be lifted.
Thank you. Could you stay on the line? I have another scroll.
You do notice that the mask lingers, and it's almost like you can tell it's not, the spell's not supposed to do this, but it's like there's a little bit of this connection, almost like searching you again, Devii. Your heart kind of beats a little uneasy. And she says, for some,
I didn't say that again.
for some,
For some.
the secrets that they keep are too much to hold forever. And if uncovered, can be stolen. And the mask turns back into smoke, goes straight into the drink as if reversed in time, and then the blood drains and the cup is empty. We're just like...
All right. Did they hear that, or do I need to relay that?
Mesh, you're muted if you're trying to talk.
So that's a no.
That's it, Cari, for that spell.
I was just staring at Dallan's cat trying to jump on the table above. Spent a whole minute just shaking its butt.
I'm gonna kill these cats, man. They're fucking driving me insane.
Did they hear that as well?
You'll
or
go
do
to
I need
prison.
relay that?
You.
They
I'm not
heard
above it.
Okay.
Just for the sake of brevity, unless you would like it to
Yeah.
be private.
No.
Okay.
Second question.
Watch your profanity.
I would say it's probably more likely that this would be private if it wasn't through a spell scroll.
That makes sense.
So no lifting the curse. Cool.
Yeah,
If
we
we're not
can't
lifting
lift
the
it.
curse, we can't save the city. So
They did the city did something messed up, caused this.
I wonder, wow, strange, a city run by a demi-lich.
Wow, shocker. They're doing something sketchy.
Everlast speaks up then.
She seems that she can't comment on future actions. So if left to its own devices, it cannot be saved. It cannot speak to future additional spells.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask about the spindle next?
spindle or the obelisk?
Or
What
you-
does everyone do? Spindle, obelisk.
I don't give a shit about the obelisk.
Give a shit.
Spindle. Play.
I feel like spindle
Spindle.
will actually yield
Spindle.
better results.
All right. One
What
more
is it,
question.
and how do we control it or turn it off or something like that?
What is
Spindle,
it?
or what it is, what did it do?
Yeah, what is it? What it do?
It closes.
One more question. Thank you so much for your time.
Well,
The spindle
Put you in
in
prison.
this tower. What does it do?
unusual. Long time to think about it.
You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days.
That's not gonna help, is it? To occur within 7 days.
Your previous one worked because it was kind of an indefinite thing that could happen at any time.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, that. within the next 7 days will terror raid upon this place. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have another question to ask that would help us. So I think we just need to do research and head out. Save this for a time when we can have a within 7 days question.
That's awful.
Mesh, you're muted. Or I can't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, by then you'll probably have that spell on hand also.
Yeah.
I'm seeing as you're getting to a little bit of a pickle here. That stasis chamber was the catalyst.
For the city falling?
He nods.
You got too greedy.
I don't think so.
Did it work, whatever he was trying to do?
Well, if we've seen it deal with magic and react to it with powerful wizards, I mean...
All I know is that something issued forth from this, and I was gone. And when I returned, this is the result.
What kind of magic did they use on it to...
I wasn't even allowed to watch.
It does seem to absorb stuff. So it's interesting that something didn't absorb.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misspoke. Sorry, Cari.
You're fine.
When the city was constructed, the Mythala was not the center. That was. It cannot be moved.
They build a city around the obelisk.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Spindle.
Oh, spindle, sorry.
Obelisk was transported.
Sorry for my confusion.
Is it, is the spindle something that was used in all the other cities as the center?
That qualifies as an Etheri's secret, I'm afraid.
Then I'm going to assume that it is the case.
This is a... Isn't this a giant object?
The
Is that we
Mythala
read?
obelisk is, not the spindle.
The spindle? I thought we read that the
Spindle.
spindle
10 by
was...
10 was-
foot.
The spindle is also a giant thing?
Spindle's
Yes.
10 feet.
No.
No, I
From
meant-
giant.
From the...
Astoria, from Astoria.
I'm pretty sure the
Astoria.
Mythaler is from Astoria.
No, the spindle.
The
Mythala.
Mythaler was made by these guys.
Yeah, Mythala is.
Oh, I had it.
It was the spindle or the obelisk we read about that was brought from Astoria, the Netherese.
I thought it was the obelisk, so I'm completely
The Netherese were
wrong.
obsessed with, or at least Uriel Arthas was obsessed with them, trying to
Right.
figure out their
But
magics and shit.
This is new for me because I totally thought it was the obelisk and not the spindle.
Okay, I have this written down from like the library or something.
Yeah.
Acquisition of artifact from Astoria, rune carved stone spindle has unknown purpose. Moved to Citadel stasis chamber for further study. Moved. That's why I.
Yeah. How does that work, Everlast? If the city was built around this, how is it moved from Astoria to here?
Perhaps the chamber itself was moved to adapt to the center of the city.
So the spindle wasn't moved, the chamber was moved.
Right, so if the spindle can't move, then maybe they carved out the entire room that it was in, that it couldn't leave.
I'm completely confused.
The fact that they would do that. I mean, for me, a non-magical person, like the effort it would take is surely not as much as that I would do, or I could do, but
Either that or they've done something over the course of time in order to make it to be not moved. It could be that it no longer
Wait.
can.
Maybe I'm getting the time frame wrong. Did they find the spindle and carve the room that it was in, move the room with the spindle, and then make the city?
I was not privy to that information, and neither are you.
Because the timeline is not making sense to me. Either the spindle was there and the city was made, or the city was made and then the spindle was transported into the city.
I see what you're confusing about.
Yes.
you don't have a reply to that, do you?
My memory banks are not working properly then, because this is the center of the tower and the city. So, but I was told that it cannot move, and you found paperwork that's counter to what I know. Is that what you're telling me?
Okay, that is what we're telling you. We found paperwork that's different. So we have two different infos on this.
Well, then it seems that someone was keeping secrets from me, and that would be Master Ariolatus.
This is how countries fall to ruin. Clearly.
Huh. So your information is not infallible then. That's
I
interesting.
have only been told things, just like mortals. But
Right.
my memory is infallible, unlike yours.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is that like you may have been information that is false from the get-go.
True.
That is right.
True.
That is right.
That's interesting. That's something that we can have people research more.
Yeah.
Either way, I now have two pieces of information, one from outsiders and one from my boss. That needs to be rationalized, and I don't know what to do, so I will store them both.
Yeah, you
Yeah, just
must
store them
have
both.
some sort of trust issues right now.
Trust is not in my programming, unfortunately.
So, sorry, Devii. How do you, if you've got two conflicting pieces of information, how do you solve that?
Originally,
Well,
I
you
would
keep them
be
both.
asking the Octad and also Master Ariolatus for details that would go against that, and he would override any information that he deemed necessary, and that would be fact.
Do you think we should go back to your office's office? I don't remember what it's called. Just maybe dig up some information.
Where the brain is, isn't that where it is?
I think outside of character, we already did that. I think we got.
You did that? Okay.
Yeah, we got everything. we did.
Yeah,
Okay,
we searched that room.
I felt like there's something missing here that we might need. But okay, cool.
I think there's a lot missing, but I don't think that we're gonna be able to figure that out in the next
I think
7
we
days.
got everything
Right.
from the rolls we rolled at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it might be time for us to call in the Arcane Brother to help.
Well,
Call
just
them in.
don't let them cast spells on that thing.
I'm not gonna control them. I'm leaving.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
That'll be their funeral then.
Yeah, it'll be there. for them.
You need to actually describe the dangers of casting spells, because they
Yeah.
will more than likely be curious enough to do it, unless they have already got their hands burnt enough, if you catch my drift.
There may not be any hands left.
Well,
As long as they don't have the staff that Devii has, they can't do anything ridiculously time jumpy.
Well, that's true.
We should
They
be
can destroy a lot of things using that.
Velen, would it benefit all of us if all of us or one of us came with you to the Arcane Brotherhood and talked to them about this? Like, commission them or something?
shakes her
You
head.
seem very against this. I understand, but
She says, I can only go on what I know, which is not much. Personally, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea, but I don't know what their response is going to be, is the problem.
Well,
Outsiders are not really viewed well, and I don't want them to find this place, but I really think that they would not tamper with something like this. But at the same time, if the Netherese were the ones to fall to something like this, then I don't think anyone's above it.
this is very true.
I mean,
Perhaps
we can give them some warnings and some things, but some dummy is going to try to mess with it and tamper with it eventually. That's how history works. It just repeats.
that's what she said. Why don't we... Here's another theory. We could put this on hold for now and find people that we trust.
Well, what
around the
could
world
be
and have them
be done, Avarice says. What could be done is that we could mention preliminary discoveries, and that there are other discoveries that require higher clearance inside the Arcane Brotherhood, and perhaps only share the information of the tower with them.
We should also commission them to make some sort of curse protection for people that are going to be here searching.
Yes, I do believe that they'll try to clear out anything that's remaining here indefinitely, but that's a much longer thing. That will take probably a process of months to do before they can actually start excavating to make it in safety.
And
some of the best researchers are not very good wizards.
Use the Arcane Brotherhood coming here as a way to reinvigorate 10 towns. Is that something that could be negotiated?
I believe that could
term?
be something. With knowledge being power, we could potentially even take the library that's here over the course of the next couple of months, populate the library inside of East Haven and Bryn Shander and market that.
Yes.
And perhaps
and then we could have wizards coming here to research specifically about the place, and it could be like a museum. Who knows?
I like that.
If
10 towns become
here's the thing that I'm afraid of at this point. If we're gonna have people repeatedly coming here, we need to be sure that Ariel Arthurs is actually dead at this point. Then.
Well, that's not our responsibility, though.
If some idiot,
That's not our responsibility.
if someone's coming here is not a good idea. Us coming here was not a good idea.
Yeah.
We came here with a purpose, with a reason, right? If some idiot walks in here and gets nuked by some goddamn demi-lich, that's on them.
They'll probably be
I don't
killed
care.
by the vampire before they get to the demi-lich.
Or the tentacle creature.
There's still so many logistics for this to happen, right?
There's
like we had to
so
go
much.
through all of the glacier just to get down here, let alone take the journey
And
over to the
here's
glacier.
the other thing. No one else will be able to enter this tower. We destroyed the key.
That's true.
Yes.
We destroyed one of the runes.
As long
It's incomplete for anyone but us.
Yes,
this
I
might
am
be
actually
like,
the only wizard that is in existence currently that has the key written down.
To the door.
How to get in.
And that's not part of your contract to give out.
Exactly. That's something that I can keep. There are some secrets that I don't have to share if you guys would like. And
I
many
think that
more
would
that
be a good
Avarice doesn't
idea.
even
We don't-
have awareness of.
We don't know what this spindle does. I don't think people should mess with it. I think it's highly
agree.
dangerous.
I
If we can seal this tower,
I feel like the obelisk is just as terrifying, but they have no way of dealing with it
Yeah.
unless they have something similar to the key that Devii has, or
Yeah.
staff rather.
I mean, we could just kind of like do our own research away from the city. We can spread out.
you can't hide that
maybe some of
obelisk,
us-
Devii. That's so.
you can break the
It's
staff.
hidden underneath the. But I like the.
No,
True.
I'm not talking about the staff. I'm talking about the obelisk. You can't hide that.
Wait, but the obelisk won't be able to be seen from out the outside world.
What do you mean?
The glacier's covering up the obelisk. You'd have to get your way to the city in order to see the obelisk.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Well, and you have the
So
key. So
We didn't give information to the city. To any.
Okay. Bottom line, we are having him drop the shield as we leave. We are not giving them the passcode to pull up the shield, and we are not giving them the staff to activate the obelisk.
Maybe we should not mention the staff, period.
Yeah, no mention of any of this.
I like my staff.
I don't know if this means anything to you, Meshadieme, but the highest of high wizards is going to have something like that. So if the leader of the Arcane Brotherhood does decide that they want to come in here and investigate themselves, they will have their own. That is not a unique staff to Uriel Arthas.
More power to them.
So that's the only concern that I have, is because without the passwords, without access to Uriel Arthas' studies, without the access to his papers or the knowledge that he existed outside of the fact that we may have to tell them for the sake of a demi-lich existing here, that obelisk can be tampered with if someone wishes to.
Let's make sure any instructions and information about the obelisk at all is taken with us and or destroyed.
I mean, we can do that, but it's still an artifact that's easily recognizable. And we personally don't know a whole lot about it anyways. Most of the stuff that we learned about it, we just looked at it and figured out.
Then maybe what we should do is give information to wizards in the Arcane Brotherhood that are trustworthy, that you would deem trustworthy. We know we have 2 right here. You can have people working under you.
They side-eye each other.
And in the meantime, the rest of us can also do research away from the city. Maybe Cal and I can go to the Feywild and see if there's... I believe there's another one of these cities there. We could try to uncover some info there. There's still a city underneath the ocean in the moving sea of moving ice.
Is
that
that
the
Astorian city?
Oh, that's right.
That could be Astoria.
But how
There are places outside of this cursed city that we can do our research if we can spread out. We can take some time, take some months. We're going to do some research. And hopefully we'll find a way to get rid of the curse or I guess we can't get rid of the curse, but at least find a way to
We
help.
still could. The caveat was 7 days.
Avarice says to Velen, Velen, do you remember... I guess it's not a remember. Do you know about the relatively famous library called Candlekeep? Candlekeep. And she kind of looks up for a second at the sky, kind of searching her thoughts. You know, is that very large library that's run by people that follow Agma?
Agma. Who's that?
I think so. She says, yes. One of my half cousins works there.
Okay.
Her name is Silvira Savicas.
Okay.
She's normally a demonology and devil contract kind of expert. It's her PhD, if you will. She's very, very good at reading legal stuff with devils, and also very good at knowledge about the kind of abyss. She has her own personal library on the subjects. But if she were to know about something that kind of supersedes this, like the obelisk, perhaps she would be a good, trustworthy person to involve because she's a neutral party in a library.
Okay. I like that. That's a great idea.
But we have to do this very carefully outside of the Brotherhood and make sure that they're able to get the information first. If they start the planning, if they get the planning first and can start moving faster than the Arcane Brotherhood, we can just delay when we tell them.
I like that.
So wait, does the Arcane Brotherhood need to know first, or the Candlekeep people?
Well, we weren't told when they need to know, just that they do.
Well, there you go.
I also know, I mean, I mentioned him before, but Mateo is a pretty high-level sorcerer, and he's been to the Feywild several times. If I can get a hold of him, perhaps he's or
I'd
talk
be-
to some wandering stranger there that knows something.
Avarice
I'd be
blinks a
willing to go
couple
to
times.
Candlekeep.
Avarice blinks a
okay?
couple times when you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Hmm.
What was his last name?
I don't know if I wrote his last name.
His family name,
Did I-
perhaps?
Did I give you an
You didn't.
I did not.
Ooh.
Did you make one, Rob? Can you text
No,
it to me?
I did not make
Oh,
one.
so you want me to? Okay.
Improv, baby.
Trying to think of a. Please, nobody.
Do you want-
Mateo
do you
is
want an
Italian,
assist?
so like Gonzalez.
Do you want an assist?
Yeah, let's do an assist.
Thorn whistle?
Thorn whistle. Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Was it thorn whistle?
Yes. Yes. Do you know him?
May have met him before.
Why do you have such a icky face about it? Shouldn't have a bad experience if you met him.
Oh, I didn't. It was quite nice. He wasn't in a place that I... Let me put it this way. He didn't seem like the type of person that you would know.
What does that have to? I mean, is that a diss on me or a diss on him?
That's very funny. Yes, I can see what you mean.
He was a member of my merchant ship. He would
Merchant
be
ship. That's
trading-
what you called it. I see.
No. I've only been on the pirate ship for like 30 years, and I was basically
What was your
That's it.
merchant ships called?
the Thessaly.
Oh, I didn't see him on the Thessaly. He had his own ship.
Well, I've never seen you on the Thessaly either.
Well, let me just put it this way. We were robbed and he was involved.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, now you can see why I don't think he would be the company
well,
that you
we're
would
not
keep.
pirates, but we don't exist. I mean, like, it's not
Pirate
like I'm gonna
adjacent
make him-
activity, Miss Devii.
You live on the seas. You gotta.
We're not pirate. We're pirate adjacent.
Not to mention, he has been going.
Well,
he
I
did-
saw him not once, but twice. After he stole from me, I saw him in a tavern in Luskan, and he ran.
Okay. How recently was this?
Oh, this is 50 years ago.
Okay.
So not recently then.
That's about. I feel like the last time I saw him was about 60 years ago.
Well,
To
then
be
that
fair,
probably
this-
goes timeline-wise pretty close.
Yeah.
I have never seen him since, but he saw my stuff and went trucking.
That seems strange. I don't remember him being skittish.
Well, let's just say that I recognized him first, and I was coming for his ass.
Maybe he didn't want to have to deal with the.
Well, he didn't have quite the
You.
firepower or the crew that he had the first time.
True.
It was just him. Seems that he was doing a little bit of a job for hire the first time I saw him, perhaps.
Yeah. But
He's quick on his feet, though,
I
I'll
mean,
tell you
you-
that.
anyways, he's a pretty powerful sorcerer.
That
At least that's what he told me.
explains how he got away. All right.
If I can try to message him perhaps. I mean, it's thanks to him that I'm even here speaking to you today. So
Well, let's just put it this way. I will commit myself, Avarice, to making sure that at least my cousin, did I say cousin-in-law? Something like that. distant cousin,
Half cousin.
yeah, distant cousin, something like that. Distant
Twice
cousin is aware and abreast of the situation prior to my journey to the Arcane Brotherhood, despite the Arcane Brotherhood being much closer geographically. And I, Dallan says, I will make sure to stay in 10 towns to assist with any kind of library reconstruction necessary for setting the bar to get more people here before the Netherese becomes public. Perhaps we can work something out. You know, I've heard that there are Zentarum routes somewhere in 10 towns. Perhaps we can get the underground involved and transporting information about it to other people.
It's a lot of work, but you know.
And if the underground's involved, they have a little bit of checks and balances to the wizards.
That's
You
true.
could even go to Waterdeep afterwards and inform all of the factions, and then all of them can get their grubby fingers around it, and then perhaps it never goes anywhere
They can
because
all
of the
fight each
politics.
other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then the politics get involved and nothing happens.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Okay.
Well, I think our first step should probably be to head out of this place, head back to 10 towns, and then start putting these plans forward.
Okay. And can we get like a hot meal and a hot bath?
You know, if the sun is out, I would say that hot water is soon to follow.
Yeah.
Good.
And it'll be a warm room that's actually warm instead of.
You know, I
warm
do
water,
miss the
sun.
soup from that big bucket you guys had.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
Oh yeah, we can't
Avarice
have
has
to
never
like
tried it.
let people have that.
Are you
Oh
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. Let's see.
We had a forever
soup
food soup kitchen.
That sounds
Golden
very
thing.
useful.
that
Where
we
is
got
it?
From the hag.
It's feeding the people of 10 towns.
Remember the hag? Remember the
Yeah,
hag?
I still want to try to find the hag.
Yes, that too. So many things to
Avarice
do.
and Dallan go like
We got the,
at the
we
same
got the
time.
gold- no, we got the cauldron
Oh,
from
don't
the
give me
hag,
that. You shouldn't be surprised by
who
now.
we saved, and she gave us gold, and now we're friends.
Yeah,
so.
we're friends.
I'm assuming you mean just some old crone and not a real
No,
hag.
No.
nope. Definitely
No.
a hag.
No, it's a real hag.
Exactly.
He's a real
But
hag.
don't worry, she didn't want to be a hag, and someday I'm gonna be powerful enough to make her not a hag.
Go on.
I also need to help the druid in the grove.
We also taught
outside the city
Verbeeg
get back
about-
to her grove.
Yeah, we
That's
taught
true.
we taught Verbeeg about money one time too.
Yeah,
That was
they're actually
exciting.
helping the city of Goodmead.
Rebuild. Yeah,
Well, whatever is left.
he had a penchant
which is
for
nothing.
befriending monsters, and I look right in Valen's eyes.
Yep.
Oh, me too, you bitch. I'm going to miss you, knucklehead. It's a good thing I'm
Aw.
sticking around this town for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't get rid of us forever. We'll be back.
Well, I'm going to be watching over this monster in particular.
Are you gonna become the leader of all the tribes now, Van?
I don't know what I want to do.
Still thinking.
There. I mean,
Make a plan now.
let's get out of here.
Yeah,
Let's get out of here and feel the
I'm
sun.
with you. Let's go.
Let's get some real soup.
I'm gonna dance in the sun.
Hold on, it was real soup,
Yeah,
right? Right?
I think so.
As you guys take the extremely fun elevator, now that all things have kind of subsided down,
Elevator music.
you go up the causeway, passing the Tomb Tapper frozen sculpture that you first entered and saw on the causeway.
That's what it was.
You see the bodies of all of the kind of frozen knights mixed with some Nothics, and then you see something a bit odd. On the way out, those two Nothics that you saw in the distance still watch you.
Mhm.
as you leave. Not interacting with you at all, just watching. As you climb the causeway, you think to take a quick trip to the Dryad, who graciously offers you a another fruit for the road.
Adding that.
And I reassure her that we're still working on getting her back to her grove.
She notifies you that she can feel nature's pull a little bit more than before.
You can leave.
The tree's looking for you.
You can leave.
She
just as we
reassures
said.
you that she can still indeed not go there. But
No.
if you were able to come back with knowledge of another forest, perhaps she could. So that effort kind of puts a table as a long-term goal of yours, or maybe a more short-term goal. You take back to see that the Goliaths indeed have returned once a day, every day, to pick you up. And as you come there, you can see their campsite has been filled and dug up multiple times. And they have your sleds, your dogs, and they take you all the way back to 10 Towns.
I hug my dog. I hug my fox. I introduce
Unfortunately, Fortunately, there's one thing that they want to make sure you see. On the way back to 10 Towns, you take a brief stop at a very large sculpture. One that is familiar to Vanvalor, his mother. Still sitting in the sun, warm and melting. I didn't know if you wanted to properly send this off.
Let the sun do its work.
She too will feel the warmth of the summer. And perhaps hear its song as she passes into the afterlife.
The Raven Queen is once again free to guide the spirits of this realm to their deserved.
I can't hear that last part.
To their deserved and destined final rest.
You load back up into the sleds. Mesh, did you have a question?
Yes. Do we have an army of flying rabbits behind us also?
Yes,
No.
we have.
Of course. As always.
No.
Well, at least have a couple.
After a
Like, we have
while, though,
ours.
you do get to where you see that spike that the Netherese tower that was upside down landed in the snow. And the Goliaths say, "That's our turnpike. We'll see you sometime, hopefully, again." Goldy,
Peace.
Chalcedony.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome home anytime. You have passed through the tunnels, and therefore you are a part of us, as much as you are a part of your own families. We will keep your memories in the wall.
Okay.
If you want to try your hand at making some scrimshaw knives, please let me know. It's a little bit of a hobby of mine. Also fly fishing. See you later.
Grimshaw knife.
Ooh, fly fishing.
I don't know if that's the right term. It's basically the thing that you can carve things out of bone.
Is it scrimshaw knife?
I don't know I think it's scrimshaw. Is that right, Dallan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys take off after that tower, remembering the memories of traversing an entire Netherese thing for the first time upside down. As you go back to 10 Towns, you swing by that large area that was the mountain pass, one of your first journeys, where you found the tiefling frozen at the top.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Despite the snow not being gone, it being a very long and arduous multi-day journey, by the time you return to this place, it's dark. Not because it's not able to be light, but because it's nighttime and you push through the evening. And for some reason, you start to slowly notice that your journey's light sources are very brightly green from the lantern from Devii. And as you ride, you start to see glinting of eyes as there are rows upon rows upon rows of Chewingas.
Hello.
And all of them are pointing towards 10 towns to guide you home.
It's
Fist bump a bunch
Diwali.
of little ones.
It's literally Diwali.
What's the little light?
So much light.
I
Well,
love
not
the
met
idea.
with any happy news, because the first thing you see is a town destroyed by the dragon. You ride through yet again, and you see perhaps some of the areas that Trovis had to run away from when he woke in the snow after his drunken passing out. You notice that going through Kelvin's Cairn, or not Kelvin's Cairn, but the Caer Dinevel and Caer Konig, the towers and the castle in one of those cities, I think it's Caer Dinevel.
We never went to
Caer Dinevel has the kind of little castle that was a little mysterious you guys just went through. The castle still stands untouched.
Future to explore.
And Avarice says, this was where I was told I would be safe.
Interesting.
Ah.
Sorry about the dragon that came then.
Did not touch our town. And you notice, you go straight through the town, there is no damage. Zero. Not a building scraped.
I wonder why.
Never figured it out. You never went here. As you go through this town, you see a lot of the irreparable damage through East Haven, but you see some people from 10 towns are there trying to repair it. And waving. Some of them may recognize you, and you head back to Brenshander.
Catch it whenever I see Trovis. We'll be like, or not Trovis,
Scython?
Tiefling. Scython will be like,
Scython's not there. You don't see him.
okay. If I
Probably
see him.
still in Brenshander.
Okay.
Probably go find him. He was kind of adopted into the council, if you remember. Yeah, in the council room, he was pushing Argalath. Yeah. Because she was in a wheelchair, if you remember.
Okay.
And you arrive in East Haven. The gate's not closed, and people in the streets just not as cold as before. It has not snowed in multiples of days, and the sun's out. Welcome back. You hear the guards scream from the top of the towers.
Hey,
Like beating the ballista. Welcome back.
can you do an announcement for me? Can you just yell from the top of that to the people of 10 towns?
They won't hear me for very far.
Do it
Well,
anyway.
you guys will need to, tell
Like,
them
what-
the
what
ice bitch is dead.
Oh, well, they figured that out a couple days ago, miss.
Oh.
Well,
Well, it's just do it.
I'm kidding. We just saw the sun a couple days ago. We don't even know anything about an ice bitch.
Arl the ice bitch is dead.
how about
She's
I
dead?
assume
Awesome, that.
the winter
Yes.
is now forever over.
Well, not forever. It's going to come back, once a year.
Whatever, you know, the eternal winter.
Yeah, anyways, just yell and tell them.
All right,
the
I'll tell
ice
my
bitch is
buddies,
dead.
I guess. Gives you kind of like a really weird
No,
look.
I don't want you to tell your buddies. I want you to shout it to the city.
All right, I'll go
thanks.
hire a crier or
I mean, you bet
something.
your
I'll see you
ass I'm writing
later.
a song about the Ice Maiden.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
These guys are just too happy to care. They're like, all right, have a nice day.
To be fair, their mood is much better than
My cat's coming with me into the city since I didn't get to have it for the last year of the game.
Oh, yes. Like, you're just literally riding it back.
Shine's just fidgeting on my neck. It's actually too hot now.
Mm-hmm.
Can't deal.
I don't know where you guys are headed, but after a while,
Brinchander, probably the tavern.
Markham
that's
Southwell is like
precisely-
parked in the tavern, just waiting for you guys. You can see him like wringing his hands, and when you open the door, he hears the jingle, and then he's like, "Oh, by the
Can I open
gods,
the
you're
door?
all alive."
I opened the door.
In the flesh.
Well, there's
Open the door slowly.
Alive.
I did it.
I opened the door.
Yes. Quest complete.
And it falls apart.
It would do if this was an animated series.
I was gonna say, if it's an animated series, the snow would definitely fall on Devii like it did last time as you enter.
I did it.
No, the door slapped.
I have this image that Devi's like getting off of the sleds, and Goldie's running to the door to like slow down to not break the door, and he slides in the slush, just past the door.
I'm just gonna mark off some damage. Just
Whatever you want, man.
So, did you hear?
What's
We
that?
did it.
Arl the ice bitch is dead.
Yeah, I heard some guards saying some weird stuff like that outside.
He actually did.
See, I told you, word of mouth, it spreads.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
Maybe
something
you
to do
should
with
go-
some bitch is dead, I think is what he said.
See,
Oh.
this is why I told you not to say bitch. Like, other words would be.
We didn't. He said that.
Well,
She is a
vulgarity
bitch, but-
vulgarity travels, I suppose.
Yeah, there you go. See?
Perhaps.
I know how to market.
So you're trying to tell me that you killed the Ice Maiden?
Yes.
That was your
I
big
landed the
plan
final
solution
blow.
to stopping the
Well-
winter was to kill her.
Well, I
Yeah.
killed her once, and he
You
killed her
did.
once, and that one over there trying to steal something's killed her once.
And I rezzed this one back to life.
Markham just
Okay,
raises
alright,
an
we have to
eyebrow,
keep bringing
very
that up.
confused. I'm sure there's a better story than the way you're telling it right now.
I'll tell it
Be
later.
telling
Don't
it.
worry.
Someone
Yeah,
else will.
leave it to the bard to say
He's a
something.
storyteller.
Oh, you think I'm trying? Oh no, sorry, Bob.
Right. Well, Devesta said she would like a word. If you get a chance, she'll call the council to thank you properly, maybe tomorrow or something.
All right.
Okay.
They want to properly thank you, so if you want to go say hi today, then you can do that. But I'm
Okay.
mighty grateful. I don't even know if that's he like starts fidgeting with his mug.
Hmm.
This place has been the frozen hell for a long time.
Mhm.
And there is no thank you I can give that will work properly.
No, thank you is necessary.
We, in Songs of Summer brought what we promised.
Well, buckle up, Buttercup, because summer's coming. Devii does
I'm
not
gonna
say
have to figure out how to wear summer clothes again.
My whole wardrobe is just ruined at this point.
I think that
Yes.
the majority of people may go nude for the first time ever. I don't know. Just take a nude beach party or something.
That sounds-
Ill advised. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
But you know what? You put the winter on 3 years for these people. I'll just let them do whatever the hell they want. They earned it. At least it ain't frostbite.
You did- you know-
booming for you guys. Like,
True,
there's going to be
true.
a lot of outside people just coming here and wondering what the heck happened. You will be
Well, I don't
thriving.
know if it'll happen all that too fast, because world kind of just worked normal for other folks outside of this area. This is really the only people left that know. But word will travel quick, so maybe after this summer things will start moving, but at least we'll get a summer to ourselves before things change. We gotta start remodeling if we want to have more people here.
Yeah.
I got word yesterday that the castle's still up somehow. I can't believe the dragon didn't hit it.
Stupid.
Someone told us after the fact that they had gotten word that that was going to be safe during the attack, so
Interesting.
we don't know anything about that, so if you uncover that,
maybe you said that what's her name from that took over for the Dwergar, we could probably go talk with her, maybe get some info. Maybe
Yes,
she
and
knows
I
It would
something.
be
think
helpful
they're
getting
willing to
shipping
trade
lines set
with
up and
Yeah.
trade and
Did you
stuff
guys
like
manage
that.
to work out something with the Glaths as well?
With
not
who?
trade with you, but
They
Weird.
will be open to it.
yeah.
Well, I
Absolutely.
suppose we could probably make that a later thing.
Oh, they're rejoined. They're no longer separate tribes.
Oh, that's
yes.
that's really
Yeah.
really
Oh, that you said
Great,
Goliath.
actually.
Okay, you got a really strong accent. I didn't know what you were saying.
Do I know you?
I don't know, but we can get to know each other if you want.
Ah,
That was a
he's
bad
back.
question to ask him.
I'm just kidding. I can't miss the face of a satyr. You're the only one I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Can't miss that fluffy butt, eh?
My fur's growing back.
Now you can actually have.
You know
your
why I
fluffy
didn't
butt
recognize you?
breathing.
It's because the horns are different, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, there was a issue. But they're growing back now.
I can see a little stubby there.
I'm a gorilla.
Is that
I like looking at
offensive?
your little stubby.
Is that offensive? I'm sorry.
I had to say.
So we're just mimicking Rob, right? That's all we're doing. We're just using the same voice.
Avarice said that she's gonna take the day to rest. She's
That's-
like
Try some
Chalcedony
to
probably
see-
should be doing the same thing, but kind of Cal's
Oh,
like
yeah,
relying heavily on Breker to kind of get around.
Cal has a exhaustion still, like 1 level. So Cal would be kind of like beaten up and feeling like tired, but he's also wanting to be with the others.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. Avarice is a little less
He's fighting
motivated.
the sleep.
Yeah,
He's fighting the sleep.
Avarice is much
Guys.
less motivated. She's gonna go crash somewhere.
What about the rock?
The rock.
The bird?
Oh, we killed
Oh
it.
yeah, Cari, we could worry that out. So when you leave
Didn't we?
the cave,
didn't
the
kill it.
rock will probably just follow on foot to get out of the
Yeah.
cave,
So
and
Does
then
the rock not eat? Do we want this rock around that ate avarice? Like bit her in half?
What is here?
He was
so
just doing it.
Funny.
So
We
just a
avoided the
giant
giant
walking around and
tentacle
nobody
thing,
said
right?
anything about this. Oh, you guys fucking giant birds
so
walking around with you.
Cari,
Yeah.
when you guys get out, the rock will basically not attack,
Mm-hmm.
but stays outside of the entrance to the glacier
Okay.
before you meet with the Goliaths, and
Okay.
you see that the rock kind of looks to you. So we're gonna fast forward it, or rewind to that. Sorry, I forgot about it too.
Okay.
So is it feeling lost and it doesn't know what to
We
do?
can't leave it alone.
Can
Give
I
it a
approach
name.
it? And
Give it a name.
Goldie, you can speak. You
Eat it.
can speak animal.
Oh, that's right. Let's
she
just
already
say
has
I
a
was
name.
practicing for 10 minutes.
I'll change some music
Ask him
here.
what his name is.
Okay,
There
what
was-
would you like to say?
What's
Why
your
don't you
name?
ask her what her name is?
Do you know what? I'm gonna grab your hand there, Devii, and place it
Yeah,
on
okay.
the other side of the bird while I hold it.
Okay.
So
I'll do that. Yeah. It's like,
symbolic kind of thing.
Tell her not to eat people anymore because that
tell
was very
her that.
disrespectful.
Tell her that you're my translator.
Hi, I'm gonna be your translator for this evening.
See the bird kind of like shake its head and then kind of do one of these.
I'm gonna just stroke the side of its neck. Don't worry. I mean, you know harm.
It snips at you.
I mean you harm.
You see?
It's fine. It's a bird. I'm still gonna stroke its neck.
He ate Avarice.
And she's right over there, doing perfectly fine. Sorry.
Thanks to her.
Take 14 points of piercing damage as it bites your hand. Almost clean off.
Does it
So
actually?
Okay.
Yeah, it fucking
Alright.
bites you, dude.
Yeah.
Ah, well, alright then.
Yeah, it's a 25 to hit, homie. What are you gonna do about
Okay.
it?
Why? wait. So, alright.
It's a giant bird with a huge beak, so.
Alright, how about this? I hold on to Devii.
Okay.
Is it so funny?
Actually,
It's hilarious. Like I'm a pet him. Chomp. Fucking pet an alligator over here. Swear.
I thought it would be
Sorry.
okay.
God damn it, that's funny. Okay.
Didn't want to get. Didn't.
Anyway, I'm gonna hold on to. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hold on
You
to
hide
where
behind me.
Devi's hand is actually on the
Oh,
bird
okay. Yeah.
and put my fingers slightly on it so that hopefully it won't be too reactive. Okay,
Aw.
you speak and I will translate, and hopefully
What?
it won't go after me.
Okay, don't bite. What is your name?
Please don't bite. What is your name? I don't know why I said that. You said that. Why did I say that?
I love that I said don't bite and you translated it. Please don't bite.
Yeah, because
I am Iskra.
Oh, wow.
I will say Iskra.
Do not touch my feathers ever again.
Oh shit.
you understand.
Iskra.
You understand. I have to translate for you, right?
Ah,
Anyway.
okay, wait.
Go on.
Yes, the
Okay.
touching may only be necessary once. Thank you.
Touchy bird.
Iskra.
Oh.
She actually responds when you say it because it's you can notice that the name is not native to something you know, Devii.
Okay.
Ah.
But it seems to transcend, like most names do, it transcends language.
I'll just say,
Accent's a little weird though.
I'll just be like,
Are you flustered, Cari? Sorry.
I'm trying to think of what to say. I wanted to say follow me, but you know, we're wrapping up the campaign, so
I know.
be my companion.
She wants you to be her companion.
Please be my companion.
The one who raised me will return soon enough.
Probably not.
She said the one who raised me will return.
She is dead.
She's dead. Why am I doing this?
You see the bird kind of look confused. Devii, make a persuasion check.
Okay, I think I'll say
Can I help because I'm also
Absolutely not.
translating it?
Yeah. One thing
This is not with
As you're
disadvantage is
translating
big
it
enough.
More nice.
This is not with a disadvantage, which is enough.
Okay.
I think I want to say something along the lines of your previous master not only killed others but tried to kill you. Serve me and I will protect.
So, Devii, you can make an animal handling check, I think, then in that case. Because that's
Okay.
appealing more to the bestial nature than
Okay.
the persuasive
Handle.
one.
Do I have inspiration? No. Okay.
Someone else might,
we
though.
burned all those up, didn't
You
we?
did. You probably did.
Please, please.
Cari sulks. Did you roll a 1?
I rolled a 2.
Sounds like a
Inspiration.
7 to me.
Inspiration.
Oh, Mesh has been holding it for so long. What a nice guy.
You.
What the hell?
Mesh, you can have
use that to
inspiration
fight.
again. You're such a nice guy.
You damn hoarder.
I don't know how many times he's actually used inspiration for himself.
Aww.
Devii, what'd you roll?
Like once.
Well, with that, I rolled a 17 plus 5. So
Yeah.
18, 21, 22.
Okay, that's a good roll. Now,
Give you hugs.
Meshi's hugging you.
I'm hugging you.
she says,
Pet.
I will only serve one master.
She'll only serve one master.
Then let me be your master.
My one master
Indeed.
is no longer in this world, as you say.
Let
However,
me be
If
master.
you would like to visit my domain, you are welcome to join. Instead, I will bestow something that I've been bestowed to you if you come.
Very well. I will come visit you.
There is a hatchling in my nest that is not mine.
Oh.
It is also not of my kin.
Oh. You're gonna get an alligator.
You're welcome. It's just a fucking bug.
It's like
It's a little rhino beetle.
A emu comes out.
If this is not satisfactory, you may choose one other of my precious trinkets, and you may have it.
Oh, the bird's precious trinkets are gonna be so good, man. Wow.
All right.
What a good bird.
I will come to your beck and call if you wish to make good on this offer. However,
He
until
becomes
I can
family.
confirm that my true master is indeed deceased, we will meet again.
I will come see you shortly.
And just for the record, I think
You
you're
will
a
not need to
magnificent-
come see me. I will meet.
Are you trying to like suck up to her because she?
I will meet you. I will fly once a day to where the whale devil sometimes shows its bubble
Ah,
The
at the
what?
docks.
okay.
I will meet you there without the whale.
It better be without the whale.
Well,
This
bubble.
bird got against a little fish.
I
man.
remember.
Like, what the
I
fuck?
remember they have a.
He got a little beef going on.
Yeah, there is some lore here that we are.
He got a bird.
No, I
beef.
remember when because Angajuk told us that the rock had attacked him before.
The funny thing is, like, Devi's like looking back and forth between Goldy as this attitude, and Goldy's like, I don't know how to tell you the attitude, but it's really scary.
Well, I love how Goldie's like, even like Devi's being very like, you will do this, and Goldie's like, could you please do this?
Yes, I've been bitten, so I've been very polite right now.
He's just like trying to stave the wound.
Well, I know, Greg, because Devi was like, serve me, and Goldie was like, please, could you serve her?
I like to think that that's why it's so difficult, because he's being nice and you're being forceful.
I'm sorry.
All right, so she works out this deal with you, and you guys are real cold all of a sudden because the wings flap and it's like a gust of freezing cold wind.
The snow like covers us
Yep.
up.
Right, Devii, heal please. I'm hurt.
I flick you in the forehead and heal you.
Ah.
All right, so
Okay.
back in Brinchander, we kind of skip back to that. Sorry. So after Iskra takes off,
Suddenly my arm hurts.
yeah, you guys are back in Brinchander and talking with Southwell. Master Vanvalor, I was supposed to tell you that the I don't remember who his name was because he's not my normal correspondent. One of the men said that he was from the same tribe as your mother and said that they wanted to apologize properly
Oh.
one day. So if you, you know, when you get around to it, let me know and I'll see if I can find them.
I can find them.
He smiles. Of course you can. Also that, Scython said that, Scython wanted to tell Mesh that, if he wanted to get a job, he maybe have something for you. You know, after everything.
Interesting. I'll find him.
I don't know what it is. Probably something stupid and shady, but suppose he's helping us at least build East Haven, then he'll get out of my hair. Well, thank you. Goldy, your parents are at such and such house. He tells you where they're at.
Really?
They're just visiting today. They figured that you'd be back soon if the weather had gone good.
See them.
I have to go. And I just scurry out the room.
Okay.
You can carry on the scene. That you could do me later.
That's it. That's all he says.
I'd do you later.
Oh, appreciate it, mate.
Cal, we got some owlbears have been circling the town. I figured they were some buddies of yours.
Well, I don't know all owlbears, but I mean...
you like owlbears? Name every owlbear.
Well, they came with the Verbigs.
Right.
They came over from Goodmead's forest. They kept bringing them up. They're asking for you.
I mean, I can speak to them if you want.
Well, they ain't causing me any
they're-
trouble. They were asking for you and see if you're her.
Oh, okay, so they do know me then.
Not the owlbears,
Yeah.
the Verbigs, because I can't speak owlbear.
Oh, the Verbigs. The Verbigs are asking specifically for me.
I guess I don't know the details. I heard it secondhand from the very confused guard.
Ah, interesting. Well, yeah. I'll look into that. Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, you bet. Devii, sorry I don't got nothing for you. Ain't nobody asked for you.
You know what? I've been the leader of this group for a while. I kind of just want to go sit in a quiet place and chill.
Although someone scary showed up in town the other day and said that they knew you specifically. Wanted some. They were at the soup kitchen.
Someone scary?
Yeah, some real scary looking.
Can you describe them?
Long black hair, face kind of fish looking. Heavy clothes, kind of half frozen, half wet.
I ain't getting wet.
I know who that is. That's Maud. I'll go say hi to her.
I don't know if she's still at the soup kitchen or if she left, but you know, you can go check.
I'll go. Maybe the soup kitchen people saw
She
her.
just used your name as don't hurt me. I know so and so. That's all she said.
Oh, well, she was smart to say that. I'll go. Thank you very much. I'm headed to the soup kitchen.
All right. All right, who wants their scene first, I guess? I don't really know.
I always go first, but I'm going to reserve myself. You guys go. It's not fair.
I nominate Van.
I was
Go
on
first. My scene, I have to go somewhere. I'd have to leave.
Yeah.
Oh.
Otherwise, you guys can just say that these
you have to
things
have
are
rocks.
just things that you do on your own. You can leave them up to mystery as to what happens, and then we can go to the next day where you meet Devessa.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Oh, so wait. So hang on.
Either
You
or's
said,
fine.
wait, what was the choice again?
So we can try to do each of the scenes, but we're kind of running low on time. So we can kind of just let those scenes be potential hooks, things that you guys want to explore, or you can just summarize yourself as to what happens. If that's okay. But we need to meet with Devessa, and then I'll let you guys kind of revisit those. As like, you don't do it maybe the same day, you probably do it over the course of the next couple days.
Yeah, I'd like to meet with Devessa and then kind of, because Maud is connected with what her future is anyways, so.
Yeah, all right. So we'll just say that Goldie's parents are in the town for a couple days. Van maybe plans to go find them later. Cal, you don't know where they are yet for the Verbigs, if they went back or they'll come back. Mesh, Scython's kind of an indefinite being of this town. You'll find him eventually. It's not hard to find.
Yeah.
There he is.
And Devii, you've got the rock thing you actually have to go to, as well as the mod thing.
Okay.
Yeah, my decision will probably revolve around the decisions of others, probably more towards Devii.
Okay.
But I do have non-group related
Right.
hooks that I could explore.
Right, exactly. There's also those. I'm just trying to give you one just in case you didn't have one.
Yeah,
All right.
I have two.
So the council's there. Of course, Scython's present.
Oh, you see my hand?
A little bit, yeah.
Can I have one to wrap up cat for Cal, or can I do something?
Can we do that
When
after,
it's time-
like, for your wrap-up? Each player will have their own
Yeah.
wrap-up? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So you can either take the hook that I gave you as an inspiration thing, you can do your own. But we'll go to the next thing, which
Okay.
is basically you guys rest. It's been incredibly long journey.
Oh, so is it another long rest?
Yes, and you guys can level up.
Oh, good, because then I want to get rid of that exhaustion.
Yeah, you can get rid of all your stuff. You'll be fresh. And you'll have a new level. If you want to do it later, you can. You would do it now. It doesn't really matter to me. But don't do it while we're role-playing. So you can do it after. Okay. So the next thing is you guys go to the council, which is done up very nicely. Captain Argalath, Scython, Devessa, Markham, and shoot. Trovis are all present. And Devessa says, I would like to thank each one of you. While we have given all of our resources that we can to the preservation of 10 towns, I am forever indebted to you. As I speak for all of us. We will... Can I fuck with the formalities? I don't know what we can do for you anymore. Thank you. You have done more for 10 towns than any one of us have ever done for our families. And some of you have given those. Given your families for this.
Slightly look at Dally. At Vanvalor.
If you return or stay, whatever you do here, you will always be the heroes of the Vale. And you will also be named as those who can melt the coldest ice. I have prepared a title for some of you, all of you. Devii, you are the anti-maiden. Goldy, you are the bark that bites back. Just kidding. That was a joke from the...
Ironic.
Yeah, that was the joke from the guy from... Yes, the town said that I had to say that. He said he would know what I was talking about, I suppose.
Oh, I understand.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna live that down, am I? Yes, thank you.
Well, they called you
Sir, you can't eat a
the spirit of the land.
Thank you.
Meshadieme, the one who... Wait a second, this was wrong. Edge of Lightning, I think. Something to do with daggers and something. One of the children wrote it. I'm sorry. They thought it was really cool, for what it's worth.
We'll make it cool.
Breker Brightborn. They just called you the Fist of the North.
Oh my god, why didn't I get that? Sorry. Sorry.
One of the children in another town said it should be the Mitten of the North, but I said no because it sounded weird.
It's a great name.
Chalcedony.
How that?
It's not the greatest, but they just called you the Twin Blade.
I'll take it.
All right. I figured it could also pertain to your horns, but I thought it was your swords, so for what it's worth.
Well, my horns are a bit smaller
they'll
now,
grow back.
but they will grow back.
Vanvalor, they called you... Well... They said that they would give it to you, knowing full well that the tribes will probably have a different one. But as long as you're dealing with us in the 10 towns, you are the hero of the 3 towns. So we shortened it to the hero of 3. Or the heroes of those that remain. Did I leave anyone out? Where's, oh yes, Torterra, you said is not returning. They prepared something for him, but, they just called him Razorback.
He would have loved that.
Let it rip.
Yeah. They did say that they are subject to change if you came up with better ones, because again, most of these are from the children, and the children thought that you should have something really cool. So...
I'm honored.
As far as I'm concerned, you're the Slayer of the Iron Drake, if you would prefer that. You can all take that title.
Get the hell out! Call the title today.
That is our group name if we turn evil.
Slayers of the Iron Drake.
Oh, okay.
But you came up with the Songs of Summer, and I like that one, personally.
I mean, in a couple years' time, I believe most of you will be happy with that name.
Also, Velen... the children said that you were referred to as the One-Eyed Sage. So, they liked you too, for what it's worth. At least after the kobolds, the skelly ones were gone.
Hey,
Yeah, well, it makes sense, I suppose.
Does it? You have...
Yeah, do you have any
Well, I guess you do
kobolds that
have one eye,
a
but...
couple of fear in here?
She starts whistling and like looking around the room.
Definitely one of us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I figured that, you know, that if the children think that it's worth giving you some titles, that would be probably worth more than anything I could say.
I will bring honor to this name.
Just being given a title.
Oh,
It's a 19.
meaning, why are you rolling?
What you?
I'll
Why
say,
did you roll?
I'll tell Rob what I'll do in a bit.
She just
When we
kicked
wrap up
off
this scene. When we
somebody.
wrap up this scene, I'll say.
Wait, did you bitch? Did you just
No,
roll
no,
that
no.
bitch? Okay.
Trovis
End
will
of
say that, like your brother and Brightborn, I intend to keep my oath as a renewed paladin. I will rebuild the city, the towns, and make sure that the preservation is held intact. I will spearhead any further developments with the help of Scython and Argalath. I will be her spear. And I appreciate you lighting the fire under my ass. And if you ever find that crazy turtle returns up here again, you must tell me to have another
I'll
drink
be
with
the
them.
first one to know. But perhaps
I
we
will
should
break my
also-
sobriety for that man.
You should know that he was there for our final
Yes.
encounter.
He smiles.
He too took down the ice maiden. Couldn't have done it without him.
We should probably also let you all know that you may see a lot more activity headed your way of a magical nature. The place that we wound up in, it's basically a magical city fallen to ruin. There will be many wizards, witches, scholars even, that will probably come here and seek out.
Well, how soon are we
Whatever that we need.
talking?
Within a couple months. We're not going
Yes,
to be
no.
revealing this anytime soon.
We won't even have the
Yes,
city
before-
rebuilt in a couple of months. What do you mean? That's so
No.
soon.
Well, hopefully we can send carpenters to help rebuild.
Yes, we don't intend to like immediately let everyone know. We just thought you should know because it's there.
Also,
Well, we'll
the
have to
path
maybe
still has
discuss
to-
this.
Still has to melt before anyone gets through. Like,
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
you're still snowed in.
all right. Well, Markham, write this down. We'll maybe need to call another meeting and
Uh,
planning.
And of a
dear.
lesser but still important note, there was also a fallen city in the sea. There will probably be excavators to arrive to probably see what's down there. So
It's hundreds of feet deep. How are there get excavators down there?
hey,
Well, we'll figure something out.
we came here for adventure. We found a dead city.
Velen
Anything's
says
possible.
that she's like, there's no way they're getting down there unless they're willing to do the crazy stunts that you pulled on the back of the thing that you pulled it on the back of.
I thought wizards did crazy things for magic.
I thought we
Not if
did
they don't
crazy
know about it. I'm not
techniques.
under any obligation to talk about that one.
I wasn't. Oh my god.
But
This was an inside
Point-
joke between you and me only.
point being, it's there, and someone somewhere will either be brave enough or stupid enough to figure out a way to get to it.
All right. She just shrugs. Okay.
There's also an island full of Yetis. I don't think you have to worry about that one.
We killed a lot of them,
Yeah, we killed a lot of them.
but there are ice methods.
And the second you say that, it just dawns on me, oh my god, with the ice going, what's going to happen to all the creatures? Oh my god, perfect music!
Sorry. I got the wrong one.
Like, all of the creatures
And go-
around. The ice-related creatures, would they move? Would they?
They'll move
would
north like other ones do.
But would they come attack? Like, this is a complete change to our ecosystem. I never even considered this.
Well, I mean, technically, the 2 years of full ice was a change, so this is going back to normal.
I'm worried.
The animals always
Don't-
seem to
don't
know what's
spiral too
going on.
badly. Try to keep the spiral above the water.
Okay. I'm sorry. This is my home.
Well, this
It's
will
home.
adjourns our
Nice.
current meeting. If you would like to provide any other additional crazy details for additional planning, this is meant to be a happy thank you meeting.
You listen. Warning needs to be happening. Well, that's bad English. Let me try that again. Warning. Is that you doing that?
I'm trying to get Jodie to wake up.
What the Sorry.
I knew that Rob had it muted.
I know. Yeah, she's right. I do have it muted, but I have this little thing that pops in front of your face going beep, 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 beep.
Rob, I thought that was you in character going, meeting is adjourned. Meeting is adjourned. You don't want me to talk anymore.
I didn't even hear that. I have no idea what sound effect Cari was playing.
No, I thought the Austin said
Was
that
an
Cal was
air
sleepy, so I'd wake you up.
I'm sorry.
I mean, should I have done this instead?
Oh my god.
I wouldn't have woken me up either.
You know what? There be the dangers that you should be aware of, but not right now. We're just gonna go with it. Huh? How about that?
Let's,
What changes?
No crimes.
Okay, here's some good news. There's gonna be a source of
Whoa!
ancient.
It's through the cat.
Like a basketball.
Cat
Yeah,
seemed like it had a
Kyle's
great time.
Three-pointer?
I want a kitty.
Anyway, what we saying?
There's gonna be a good source of ancient books and research notes. You can build a library to get some e-commerce going. Not e-commerce, regular commerce.
Yeah,
What does this E stand for?
Eccentric.
Extracurricular commerce? I like the sound of that.
Extraterrestrial.
Extraterrestrial, thank you.
Extra
Cari.
magical commerce.
Oh my god, that's gonna be a thing in several.
I'm guessing
thousands
that they're
of
gonna
years.
take it as
Ooh.
eventual commerce.
Yeah.
I like
This
that.
e-commerce is quite tantalizing for eventual. I like it. Let's use it.
It's so
Argalath
fascinating.
is taking
Always
notes
is
as the
eventual
smartest
commerce.
one in the
You
group.
never get there, you know. You never get
never
the
get
commerce,
there.
but it's the little tingle of eventual commerce.
It's like kinetic energy and potential energy, right?
Exponential commerce.
It's the potential of commerce.
You will have
This
it one
P
day.
commerce.
Or-
Hmm.
Oh, I don't want any of that commerce.
Yeah, you do,
I
coward.
really don't.
You coward.
It's
I
not
Alright.
e-commerce, it's e-commerce.
Why is that alphabet so perverted? Anyway.
All right.
not
So
the argument.
as things wrap up in the meeting, Mesh, what happened?
So I used Mage Hand to tie up the shoelaces of Scython.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Because he stole from him.
Yep.
He's getting back.
All right.
That said,
He has
19 on the
he
die.
has no reason to suspect you, and I know that succeeds past his passive. So I don't even have to check it. I remember his like general passive.
So will he fall over then?
I have something else pulled up for Devii, so I have to keep that on.
It's a 31 anyway, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys are still not even here. Let me give you the old school Brent Sanders. We'll finish, eh? There you go.
We just got titles and stuff. Like, really? Now?
Because remember, like, when we first met him, he stole money from Mesh.
Oh.
So
If
it's
I
like,
remember correctly,
rogue.
To be fair, it's because
Uh,
Mesh tried to
one-up
steal money
rogue
from
thing.
him.
So Mesh,
If I
you
remember-
hold grudges then?
hold on.
That was
hold on.
ages
Mesh,
ago.
If I
I
remember
stole
correctly,
because he already stole from everybody
Yeah.
in the bar that time.
no, but I distinctly remember you kind of had that coming. You tried to do something and it backfired. I don't remember
I
what
was doing it because he stole from people in front of me.
It's like a tit for tat. Oh my goodness.
That's
This
the point of
is-
this. That's the point
No,
of
that's-
rivalries.
So
Yeah.
Mesh,
It's all in the pot.
Mesh, he
Scython would
pushes
appreciate
his
this.
chair back
Mhm.
and says, "Mesh, I need to return," and falls down. And he's like,
Hold on.
Does he fall on his arm?
he falls. Oh yeah, he falls down. He falls down right in his ass. He's like reaching in his pockets or something, and is like mid sentence of Mesh. I need to, and then he falls down, and he says, "It was you, wasn't it?" Never mind. He puts his hand back in the pockets and closes them when buttons his pockets. He's like, "Never mind. Have a nice day."
You don't get
ass.
the money. He was gonna give you your money back.
Oh
I'll see you again later,
But-
yeah?
Yeah, if you're
I'll be
interested in
honest,
that job, I can give you the details.
Yeah.
He probably
Alright.
Catch you,
liked it.
catch you
All right,
tomorrow.
I'll see you in a
after
bit.
I take a good night.
Don't tie my shoes again. You don't do it too well.
Oh my god, Mesh, can you tie his shoelaces right now somehow before he walks out?
All right, Mesh, you got up first. Do you want to go back and meet Scython after the meeting?
Sure.
All right. Then I'll let you kind of do your own thing. So what do you want to... so Scython will describe... He knows somebody in Zentarum. If you're interested, he would very much appreciate someone on the inside that can read minds. And maybe we can... He said that he has contacts with this group called the Harpers and a group called the Zentarum. And the Harpers are basically people that will do pretty much anything for the sake of good. So even the end justifies the means type of people. But
I know them.
they're generally pretty viewed as neutral, like neutral good type parties. Some people lean there certain ways, but they're sourced in Waterdeep. And the Zentarum are kind of like an underbelly network you would be familiar with. However, Breker also tells you before you go into that meeting that he got a letter from your hometown that made it through the pass and said that the king is missing and he has to go home.
No, Breker.
no.
We're gonna have a big send-off for you.
He shakes his head. He says it's okay. It doesn't seem that serious. And he says he's confident that you can find him again. We're too strong not to these days. Plus he said he worked out something with Van last night when they were traveling. He said that he's got a correspondence that he wants to set up between hometown and 10 towns to help rebuild it. So he'll be coming back and forth to correspond with Van.
I'll tell him if you find the other mesh, ask him to let you put your name in his book, and he'll explain why.
He kind of like furrows his brow and he's like, you know what? Sure. It's okay. He says, and then he leans in and says that he's pretty certain that the other mesh is the one that's responsible for the king's disappearance anyways. The way it sounded in the letter.
Got it.
Even if it's just everything.
Are we privy to this conversation?
No. No, this is a private conversation between Scython and him, and then this is probably something that Mesh and Breker say in their own.
Okay.
But that's it, Mesh. There's not really not a whole lot of details. He says, if you do this job, it'll basically is a letter of recommendation to the Harpers and the Zents, or both, if you like.
I'll tell him I'll do this job to an extent, but in return he's gonna help us make a trade route, an underground trade route through 10 towns between Zadrok's fortress, 10 towns, and Waterdeep to exchange goods in the underground network.
So he raises his hands. He says, listen, I've been running from the Zents for a long time. And I did my last job with them and they didn't like it. So I ran here to hide. So if you want to start something in the underground, you're going to have to spearhead it. And you're privy to their rules, not mine.
That's fair.
But I can be your contact here.
Yeah,
I can be your contact here. That's no problem.
You and Grand Alpha. I'll get you introduced.
All right. Sounds good. She's the new Dwergar. ruler?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. He starts writing down some things and gets the spelling from her and her name and what she looks like, general description from you. Probably exchange a couple bits of information. He's like, now listen, Harper's a little bit more, I don't know, groupies. They don't like it if you leave. Once you're Harper, you're always a Harper. So if you don't really buy into the philosophical bits, then they're not really interested to keep you. The Zents make sure you're hooked, line, and sinker, and you're going to have to run for a long time if you want to get out.
You know what? Good thing I can change what I look like.
Well, some secrets are worth keeping. Make sure they don't know. Now, if I know, I can help you.
All right, back to work.
Thanks for all your work, man. Seriously. Really appreciate it.
You helped us too. Gave us information when we needed it.
This could have been so much worse, man. Thinking of all the bad stuff that happened, it can always be worse.
Still a lot of work to do, though.
As long as you're up for the challenge, I am too. I gotta make sure Argalath's doing all right. She's getting weird feelings now that the cold's leaving. Pain's coming back. I'll take care of her for the time being. I gotta switch shifts with Trovis so you can take a break.
All right.
All right. I'll see you later.
Have a good night.
All right. Who's next? We can always circle back. If there's no scenes, you guys can narrate them instead. But I want to do that one as Mesh because there was some information there. Cal?
I need to quickly go to the toilet. I'm sorry. I'll be
Okay,
back
so
in a sec.
you can do that.
All right. Pause.
So if you would not like to do the scene, that's okay. You can just narrate it.
This is the what was before, right? Okay. Okay. I guess I'll go.
Yep. You see your mom and pop just somewhere. They're actually near the place of the Morning Lord, near the church. They just have like a kind of someone's house that's no longer living there. They're hanging on.
Okay. Haven't seen him since then. What's he gonna say? And I spot them and I just freeze.
You might see them like leaving the house to go get like food from the soup kitchen. They're probably heading that way, and you catch them from behind. They're just talking.
I'm back.
Of course, the mom is the one who turns first, recognizing the voice. Father's a little slow to turn, but they both just turn and embrace you. They don't say anything.
I very slowly put my arms around them and then finally just kind of melt into them, like accepting like this is my family. This is the people who love me. I don't feel shunned.
You can sense that both of them are sobbing a little bit, but just happy sobs to see you.
I pulled them away a little bit. I need to talk to you two about something.
They just open the door that they just like closed and lead you back into the house.
Yeah, we're all just sitting down. The Icewind maiden is dead. You're gonna get a lot more business, Dad. We're going to rebuild the whole of 10 towns. And I can't be there with you to do that.
That's okay. It's okay, son.
When we... Dad, there might be a way to bring him back. And I just look at my mom.
No, that's not. They kind of just stop and.
We have a way to bring him back, but it's going to take it's going to be a long and difficult journey. I won't be here. I don't know how long, and I don't know where I'll go. But I have to do this. He died a senseless death. And it was my fault. I know that. He deserves a chance to have a proper life, not chasing after me.
Your mom shakes her head and just kind of looks down, and your father's kind of just looks that kind of stern, puzzled look. Just kind of a little confused, but also concerned, and doesn't really meet your gaze, but kind of just looks at your feet, pondering. And Gordon, you've been thinking about this for a while then.
The second I heard it can be done, it was the first time I never hesitated. I decided then and there I wanted to do this. I had to do this.
Have you seen it with your own eyes?
A pathway, yes. I cannot guarantee. I cannot guarantee that this will happen. That this will. I might come back and then nothing will happen at all. I might come back and I'll tell you that it did work and then it didn't.
All right.
I need to try this.
All right. I
just
won't object, son. You've done something I could never do, and he looks up at the sun out the window. He's like, I can't do that. You brought the sun back and melt the bite of the winter. Who am I to say it can't happen? There's been things that I have never seen before that have happened that have not been in our control, and then you put something in your own hands and made stuff happen. If you think this is what you want to do, man, son, you do it. If you think it can happen, then maybe it can. I don't know anything to do with spirits and magic and all that. I'm just a dumb fisherman with one hand.
I meet his gaze. I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring him back.
Promise me one thing. Takes off his necklace. It's underneath this thing, and it's got a scrimshaw hook in it. And he takes the hook and kind of does the thing where he wraps the thing so it kind of stays in his palm. And he grabs your hand and kind of puts it in the palm. Says, however you like, you just hold on to that. And remember, there's 2 more parts to your family that are still here. No matter what happens on your mission. And you come visit every once in a while.
Because we ain't dead. At least not yet. And he smiles.
That's a deal.
All right.
And I take it and I put it on.
It feels weird not having honestly.
I mean, I could give it back to you.
No,
if
no,
you
no,
want
no.
it.
It's fine. It's fine.
You-
It's supposed to be
sure?
dramatic and all that.
I had one.
I'll
I
just
gave
go
it
make
away.
another one.
Okay, Dad.
I've heard there's this thing that's getting popular with the kiddos down south called flying fishing or something. I was gonna give it a try.
That's the second time I've heard that.
Yeah, apparently the lines are different, and you can make the lures lighter, and you can sell the lures for a bunch of money. I'm gonna look into it.
I'll have
If
a
you
look
hear any
too.
more about it, you can always send me a letter. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll do some research.
All right, sounds good, man. Your mom's like, now don't forget how to if you find yourself without some money, just go and fish. You know, it's not hard for you, Gordon. You can always get something to eat, right? Just eat well. Don't rely on that soup. God, I hate eating that soup so much. It tastes the same. Everything tastes like soup.
You don't like the soup?
The soup is
Soup's
great,
great.
Gordy. I want to have my food again.
Oh. Me too.
Oh, good. And she just like perks up like immediately. She's like, kind of does a little mom waddle.
I mean, you know what? If in due time, we'll be able to make our own crops, proper crops, and you can make anything you want. Start having a little bit of inflection of her accent onto me.
Yeah. Oh, good. I don't even think that's how she talks. I just can't remember. It's been so long.
Dad was stern. My mom was crying.
Yeah.
That's my memories of them.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty stereotypical, I guess.
Hey. One last thing. I'm doing this for me. Not to sound selfish or arrogant. I do want my brother back, but even if everything was okay, you should know I was always going to go.
They both nod.
I'm sorry. I'm just not cut out to. Well, you know, be normal, be ordinary.
It's a damn good thing you're not. Ordinary people can't do what happened today, at least this week.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
The spirit of the North wouldn't exist.
Foreshadowing.
I think that's a good scene to close. All right, Devii, Cal, and Van, who would like to go next?
Me, can you see my hand?
I can.
It's a bit
Okay.
faded, to be fair.
Yeah, I've only got one lamp on in this room, so it's not enough light. So I've come to a decision, and I think I need to find a way to get back to the Feywild. My experience with death really made me think things through, and I think clearly for the first time in quite a while. I always thought that the most useful I could be in this world was to die a warrior's death, but I think there's things I can do in my life, and Devii, I'll be eternally grateful to you for resurrecting me and giving me another chance. I left things kind of, you know, in the air in the Feywild. I have this habit of running away from my problems. And when I saw a vision of Silver in my wherever I was when I died, I realized that even if I can't work things out with him, that I really need to wrap up loose ends. And I think once I've done that, I can have a clear mind and really continue on with things. So that's going to be my next step, is to try and find a way back to the Feywild. Devii, I think you did mention that you wanted to go there at some point, so maybe we could look together. I don't know if I will stay there. I think now I've experienced a life away from the Feywild, I realise that things don't have to be the way it is there. It's very, you know, it was a kind of a culture shock coming here, but it also gave me a way to like be myself and not have to, you know, there's certain, the Feywild has certain ways and certain things that don't fly there that people are kind of a bit more chill about here. So you know, I might come back here, but I definitely need to wrap things up, and I think that's where I'm going to head to next. But it has been my life's honour to serve with all of you in this endeavour. I didn't think I would get wrapped up in something like this, but I realised that I can be a useful warrior in life and not just in death. So, thank you, everybody.
It's an honor.
After you kind of do some stuff with the other party members, Cal, maybe say some goodbyes that you want to probably take off in a couple days. You probably stick around for as long as you like before you head out. Get some supplies, you know, decide when you're going to go. Maybe help down 10 towns for a couple times, you don't know. No, whatever. Velen will tell you if you would like to go with her to Candlekeep. She knows that the people there, as long as you bring a book that they don't have in their library, which is hard to come by, but you guys came from Netheril. She would be willing to donate the Codicil of White so that you could get in with her. And then they would have access to that artifact, and you guys can study what you want to study, so you could study the Feywild there and figure out some things.
Okay. Sounds good.
And if you want an assistant, then she could, you know, find a bag of bones and bring in a skeleton with you to help hold your book for you.
What? Skeleton?
Yeah, she's a necromancer.
Skeleton help. I know, but like a skeleton doesn't have a.
Oh well, it's just to hold your books and let you carry more. That's all.
Oh, it's like
kind of like a slave.
All right then.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, it's a date, a travel thing.
Wait. Back up. I heard what you said the first time.
All right. See you later.
Is it possible that Devii overheard that as well?
Sure. Yeah, Cari.
Because she would ask, is it possible that we can research resurrection magic there? Goldie was interested. We could maybe go with you.
That's something that is very sought after a lot of people, and only highest magics can be there. So it's possible that people don't want to give up that information. I'm sure you could maybe get some hints there. And if we have such a valuable book, a group can go in together. So you're welcome to join and check it out.
I have this book that's going to take several days for me to read, and then no one's ever going to be able to use it for a couple 100 years. So I'll just read it on the way to the city, and then I'll give that book to them.
No.
You know what?
You misunderstand. They only need one book for all of us.
Oh, well,
I'll just give them this
read it on
one.
the way to the city and keep it.
By the time we get there, I'll have transposed all the spells myself, so I don't need them anymore.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I was gonna say Goldy would probably want to come with us.
There are spells in the Codicil of White.
Only a few, and they're all icy themed. Not my cup of tea, but no one else has them, so I want to keep them myself.
That's fair.
Unless Mesh wants to take them before we leave and transpose some of them, but I don't think any of them are rituals. All right. So that concludes Chalcedony. Cal, you'll hear that the owlbears basically want to meet with you. The Verbeegs are just kind of guides to them to make sure that the people don't attack them on site. And they just say they're looking for Chalcedony. But eventually the owlbears say that the moon's doing some weird stuff.
Wait, what?
And their cave it smells different.
That sounds very curious.
Okay.
Now, Cal, because you speak owlbear, when they sense something and they note certain pieces of nature, that's how they are interpreting in the natural kind of primordial soup type of way, or maybe like their kind of instincts is how they're interpreting magic.
Oh, okay. Right.
And if you remember, you had kind of an Alice in Wonderland fall through story into the material world, into a owlbear cave. And your guess is that maybe your first hint before you go down to Candlekeep, the solstices may have something to do with the shifting of magic, and it's been paused up here in the north for a long time with the darkness. So sometimes in the solstices, planets align, and the Feywild has some thin line in the veils where people can pass through them easier. Gates open and gates close.
Ah, so you could just go back in the same portal.
Right, but you can't choose when and where you want to go. It may be the portal takes you somewhere.
Oh, it can just go anywhere?
Yeah,
Anywhere
they're very
in the
unstable.
Feywild, or
They could go, basically, it might take you to the Feywild somewhere, but you don't know where it's going to take you. And if you go the other way, you don't know when it's going to take you. Like, how many days you lose. If you have anything to do with that. If you lose a couple hours, you could lose a couple months. You don't know. It's finicky. Feywild is wild magic. So, yeah. You just know that for sure it doesn't go backwards. It only goes forwards. So you either go forwards a couple hours or you go forwards a couple of years or days or something like that.
Yes.
You've heard of it.
but into the Feywild.
Yeah. So that is some piece of research point that you can take from them. Solstices and magical creatures domains, aka owlbear domains, right? Their caves could be a potential location for a gate. All right. Let's do... Van, do you want to be the capstone of the campaign? Is that all right with you? You want to be last?
Yeah,
all right.
that's fine.
Devii.
Is this our final?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to spend too much time with Maud then, except for just to catch up with her. See how she is. Does she have anything important to tell me?
No, she's just saying that she's planning on returning to the caves and was wondering if it was okay.
Okay.
Because it's
I'll
starting to
let
warm
her
up.
know, you know, I'm still researching on trying to make her life better, and that yes, it's going to be warm and she'll be able to get.
She's like, well, I think that... I mean, I'm not talking like her, but she thinks that the nature will come back and she'll be able to get some food on her own.
Yeah. I'll give her a hug.
It's very wet.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind. I feel like she needs one. She probably hasn't had one.
She appreciates it.
After that, though, moving forward, Devii is planning to go with Velen to and probably if Goldy wants to go to Candlekeep,
Yes.
she's gonna read the
So
book.
you three will go to Candlekeep, and Mesh will
I
probably...
am.
I would say Mesh and Breker probably go with you, but Breker
Yeah.
heads up a day earlier and just takes the trip on his own.
Yeah.
And maybe if Mesh wants to, he could go with Breker or he could go with you guys, but then he'll end up breaking off at some point to stop it. where his destination is before you guys go there, or before you guys finish your journey, because Candlekeep's the furthest.
Yeah. Before she goes, though, she's going to cast Sending.
To whom?
To Mateo. And this is what he gets.
It's okay.
I'm hoping you are alive. Okay, sorry, I'll read it. I'm hoping you're alive. I'm in need of magic user. Also, you have your own ship? I have many questions. Meet in Candlekeep?
Okay.
Rob was counting.
Yeah, I counted it up too. Including the throat. Yeah, 25. Including the throat clear. I wanted him to get the throat clear. That's 25. Oh, and of course she's gonna go visit the rock before she goes.
Ooh, fanning an old flame. It's getting warm. Not my own ship, no. Borrowed, stolen, something. Really? Books? Give me 2 months.
Yes.
Do we see her doing the yes?
No, she's totally. Well, here's the thing, right? She does this at nighttime when everyone's asleep.
Okay,
You can roll to listen in, but
I want to roll to listen into her conversation. What do I roll?
He also sends you ascending.
okay.
Oh, that was so close. Okay. So I have to roll for you now. Oh my god. It was a 2% chance of missing that one. I rolled this, or it's a 5% chance that you don't receive the sending. Like when you send it and then when you receive it. And I rolled a 7. Like 7%. I rolled a 7, not a 5.
What does that mean?
Which means I was like 2 off from missing. So Devii, you get a sending back. He's like, oh, in case I forgot. I'm in a pickle, so hopefully it'll be soon. No promises. I'll try. That's it. He sends a really short one back.
She'll answer back. Okay, and she'll just say, not surprised you're in a pickle. Also, you like me too. Don't deny it.
Devii, not only is there no response because it's the end of the spell, I rolled a 3. Your message bricks.
No.
I know you
You're so sad.
It's so good though for the story that's the one that failed is the return message.
Yeah.
Do you know why it failed, right?
Because he's not on this plane.
Correct.
Oh, really?
You're cross-planar communicating.
Yep. Well, he's in the Feywild.
Maybe.
In a pickle somewhere.
Yep. All right.
Is he
So
really
Devii, when you go see the rock,
I don't know. I assume. Okay. I'm gonna get that egg.
fuck, I lost it. Is it this one? There it is.
Oh,
Okay.
it's
When you
just-
go see Iskra,
Mm-hmm.
she has you hop on her back and she takes you to the nest.
Okay.
And she just goes, actually, you know what? I would say at some point, it's probably reasonable to assume you would have gotten an animal speaking scroll
Yes.
so you can communicate. I think that's fair, but only for this trip. You would have like had to pilfer it from some druids or something. I don't know. Maybe Van hooked you up. I don't know. With one of the tribesmen, the totem people probably wrote you a scroll or something. All right.
Yeah.
So you're talking with Iskra, and she says, "Choose wisely what you want." In her nest is in the crown of the giant skull of Grimskull. The crown is like, there's a bunch of nested stuff there, okay? There is a 5 foot tall silver egg
Whoa.
Ooh.
that is scaled.
Whoa.
And it is
I like-
just about as tall as you are.
What?
Scaled egg, huh?
There is also
Okay.
a harp with exotic wood
Okay.
Ooh.
that looks like it's got ivory inlays with zirconic gemstones. Super, super, super pretty.
I will track that. In my mind, I'll be like, I should tell Van.
There
Nah,
is
I'm not gonna
also
betray
an electrum
her.
chain with a bloodstone pendant that looks beautiful.
Okay.
And there is a wooden sea chest covered with smaller bird droppings that is sealed with a heavy padlock.
That's mine.
Okay.
Your guess, Devii, is that this is from an even older pirate ship.
Yeah.
And Iskra says there's more than just valuables in there. This was a wizard ship.
Oh.
So there's a
the
scroll in there,
wizards.
I think.
And I can only take one, right?
Well, the chest is one, I think.
But you think
If you want
yes.
the egg, you need to hatch it,
Okay.
but I'll take it with you.
I want the egg. I want the dragon. I don't know if it's a dragon. I think it's a dragon.
Devii, roll
A silver
3d10.
dragon.
A dragon.
So she's alone.
It's a
right?
scaled
She
silver egg.
doesn't have any one of us around, huh?
I think she went on her own, but if someone like volunteered, well, it's all up to the bird if she wanted someone else to
3d10.
join. April Sade is 16, 17, 18.
How long are you planning to go or wait to go to Candlekeep?
It would depend, like,
Are you planning on helping them rebuild a bit and plan with the cities before you head out? Probably take a couple days, like 10 days or so.
yeah.
Minimum.
Well, I also want to read the book.
Yeah. I figured that'll take like 2. So
Yeah.
I'm saying like maybe take 2 weeks to a month. You guys stay here before heading
Yeah.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
In 18 days, the egg hatches. It is a silver dragon wormling.
He's
Worm,
cute.
is that what they're called? Is that what baby dragons are called? A wormling?
Yeah.
Really?
And Cari, silver dragons are the ones that breathe ice.
What are they?
I had to think of a name for it.
Do they like attack? Are they
Wow.
like birds where they like attack? Like attack? What do they do? They like.
I will read you this
attach and they
quick
think you're the
description
mother?
just so that you know. The friendliest and the most social of the metallic dragons. Silver dragons cheerfully assist good creatures in need. They shimmer as if sculpted from pure metal.
Is that?
They have a face of a noble cast with high eyes and sweeping beard-like chin spikes. They have a little frill that rises over their head on the center. And it goes to trace down the neck all the way down the tail. So basically they have like a mohawk that goes all the way down their spine, all the way to their tail. And their scales are like a bluish gray color with silver highlights. And then when they get older, the color will brighten until the scales are barely visible at all, and it becomes like metal or silver. So the older the dragon, the more pure the silver, and the younger the dragon, the more unrefined it looks. So right now it looks like it's kind of unpolished metal.
Yeah.
And then when it gets to be ancient, the pupils fade entirely and its eyes look like mercury. Very cool. Yes, and they have a cold breath and a paralyzing breath. So maybe when you hatch it, it like comes out and breathes on you, and you're like, you can't move for a second. You're like, ah.
I also like the fact that my little bunny Toki is flying around it, and they're becoming friends. Okay.
All right, it is medium size, so keep that in mind. Like a wormling is like your size.
Yeah.
And you're hatching it like by keeping I basically think that anytime you're in the room, you're casting prestidigitation on it. Just kind of like keeping it warm.
Yeah.
But it needs to be cold anyways because it's a cold egg, so it's fine.
Oh, you don't sit on it then?
You know, be around it.
Did I? You can continue. I'm trying to think of a name.
Okay. Well, that's it, Cari.
I like it.
Rocky.
You get this impression from the Raven Queen throughout some of your meditations. Actually, hang on. I'll save this for the end, kind of cliffhanger. Van, what are you up to, buddy?
There's a moment when we're in Brinshen or doing whatever that Van stops in like a square and feels the sun on his skin, on his hand, and hears the sounds of the crowds and the people. He just spent so long wondering what and was not real, convinced that he was trapped somewhere he was unaware that what he was doing was making a real impact. And the dissonance of there's never any warmth, there's nothing, it dug into him, and feeling the sun and hearing these people, he's realized he's made a difference. He's changed some people's lives.
As you're even thinking these, some people like walk by in the crowd and tap you on the shoulder and say thanks.
And he knows he needs to do more. And wants to do more. This is what he's meant for. Is the change. He's always been about helping people feel more and be more. So he's going to talk to the group, saying his first goal is to call a meeting of all the tribes. Because if there's any time to unite and work together, it's now. And his goal will be to run things here, be a light for some people where they don't have it anymore. And once 10 Towns is back up on its feet, he'll leave the north, head south, and maybe one day see his friends again. But he'll stay as everyone leaves.
Devessa and Markham approach you as they know that you intend to leave at some point and say that the Fist of the North is here. Thank you, Chef.
Yeah. Chef, yeah.
Amazing.
Thank you, Fist of the North.
They suggest that instead of putting you as a seat head of the council, that you remain as a unofficial advisor, and you be the chief liaison between the tribes as a representative of them, rather, so that they can say that you're more important to them than to the council. They believe that it's the best course of action. And also, the very first tribes member that has left the tribes that you saw in the tavern approaches you and says that they would like to help you. I believe it was one of the bear tribe members or wolf tribe members, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys catch up, and, you know, different backgrounds for different people. They had a very similar thing to you where they were kind of rejected for being not vicious enough in a combat to kind of strengthen them, and so they just had it with the group and left and almost died out in the tundras trying to get back to 10 towns. But something still eats away at you while you're doing this, just every once in a while, looking at the stars at night. There is a deep yearning to go there.
Mm-hmm.
And one night, after probably everyone's left, and we're saying, let's say this is probably the last night you had like a feast that you're gonna go away with the council, maybe like a small meeting because you don't want anything big, and you had just finished up like the day before having your kind of going away party from the tribes, like a traditional tribe party. And I need to pull this up really quickly here. One second. It would be this one. And what's it called? This one. And star. There it is. Boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. All right. Please check Discord in a second here. I'll put it an image. So when you are about to lay to bed, you are a half elf, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one, I think. Your violin, your vial, is resting inside of your bag as you've been using this new magical one. As you kind of lie in, kind of taking in the thoughts for your trip and maybe writing in a journal or something, just some final memories or memos to friends. What is it called, a mandolin? What is the caneth? Something like that.
Oh yeah, it's a vial. We said it was a vial. It was the cane.
Okay. Yeah, the vial begins to float in the air and begins to play a score of music. Similar to this one. And as it does, your eyes adjust because as an instant, the room is filled with light, just... And then as your eyes adjust, you see this playing your instrument. Mm-hmm. An apparition made out of starlight and nebula.
What's that?
Ooh. She's cute.
And it has long hair and elven ears. And it's a little androgynous, but more male than female.
Stand by what I say.
And as the score finishes, there's a bow. And the apparition says, we have much to talk about. But first, find me. And then we can talk of your home.
Where do
Bring
I
that
find
bright
it?
one, boy. know his friends.
Where am I going?
Where indeed? Look to the stars for answers. Go to Luskan and ask for the ship called the Mosquito.
Zooish.
No good story starts without a mystery. Fun. And I'll see you soon, son.
Wait, what?
As it kind of subsides, you notice that he's a little smirk is across your face that matches the one you can only imagine was behind that of the apparition that shows. And your room shows a very particular constellation that you know well that appears in the south sky towards Luskan.
Let's fucking go.
And that is where we end the campaign. For now.
To be continued.
Mangoes.
Question mark?
All right. Now, is there any burning questions that Dallan has? Because you guys can always ask me questions later, right?
Wait, what?
But I would like Dallan to ask me any questions that could possibly be pertaining more to the previous stuff than to the future stuff, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to answer some of them in the post game here. As we kind of, I'm gonna leave the stream on a little bit because Chef's not here, and I'm sure he wants to participate, even though I would normally keep this just to us. So let's
Chef in the chat.
He's
yeah.
on chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat.
Yeah.
Hello, Chef.
Hi, Chef.
And also, I'd like to kind of keep it if you guys want to theory craft later. But yeah, is there anything that you have questions on, like burning questions? I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot a little bit. But anything in the campaign you guys have questions on?
Yeah. What was the druid thing?
So there is a temple that is inside of the woods. It's an elven temple. I can't tell you a lot of the details to it because I actually want to reuse the map because it's really cool. It's straight up a Zelda. It's straight up a Zelda map. And one of the druids is hiding there. And that's where your thingy was.
Druids?
Yeah. I'm sad I never used that to a full effect. Well, I guess I got a little bit of something out of it. With
Yeah, yeah. We weaseled
Dryad.
something out of it for you.
The tree. But yeah. Damn. It was one of those things I was holding on to and didn't want to let go
Yeah.
because I wanted to use it, but then it got to the point where like we were at the end of the game and there's no fucking people around.
Yeah, yeah. That's the problem with those. It's like a potion game, right? You're always afraid that you need the last potion and you never use it.
Yeah.
Last elixir. Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah, she was pretty evil, supposed to be.
Yeah.
But I had planned that you said you were gonna flip it, and I was like, oh, I probably should pay attention to the fact that he can do that to pretty much anyone that he wants. Also, I have something small for Cari and the rest of you guys. Do you guys remember the kobolds you saved?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That got converted to the religion of Tyr. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you one thing that you're not gonna like, but to be fair, the thing that you're not gonna like is I kind of decided that it's probably better off if you guys don't want to like it, that it doesn't actually exist for you guys, so I wrote it out. But the head kobold, the one that has like this fascination with like druid like herbs and stuff, Do you remember their name, Cari? I don't remember their name.
Trog something. Trex.
Trex, that's it. Yeah.
That's
So Trex is actually a same intelligence kobold as the rest of them, but is possessed by a druid that they killed.
That's why I knew that something was.
Didn't know that.
So the possession is from a ghost druid. So there's actually, if you killed Trex there, a ghost comes out of the body and then tries to possess one of you guys.
Ah.
So that was like a secret thing, but we didn't kill.
But you guys did so. You guys felt so bad for the dumb ones that you killed earlier. I didn't have the heart to mess with you guys that way. I was like, oh my god, they're so guilty from killing the other ones. And they treated him so well and did everything in their power to make sure they had. I was like, they have no reason to know. And the only other thing, the only other outcome that the book wrote as a possibility was that Trex tries to get a different person alone and possess somebody more powerful than a kobold and continue their journey as a ghost. And it was just gonna hop bodies until it got solved. But I was like, no. That's stupid. Devii is like the spirit. So like in my mind, there's something to do with the visiting of Trex that I had in my back pocket, that I was gonna try to do something fun with Devi's character as like a psychopomp to the end domain, that they were gonna let Trex leave. Like you were gonna help Trex find the path to get home. And it was really cool, but it just never came up. So I was like, okay, well, I'll change it this way. Maybe Devi's psychopomp thing can guide the spirit, and then you can actually meet the real Trex, who's just a dumb brick that likes to eat berries.
I enjoy the thought of Arl being dead, so no like prayers or anything being answered from her. And the only religion left in 10 towns is the kobolds running a church of Tyr because of Breker. And all of 10 towns becomes like the main religion now becomes worshipping Tyr.
I imagine that Goldy's dad ends up becoming like a Tyrian image to the kids because he doesn't have a hand.
That's so funny.
And the kids like are like, oh my god, it's Tyr, yeah, Tyr. And there's like, please stop calling me that.
It's like
I'm
Santa
a
Claus at
fisherman.
Christmas. He plays Tyr at the Tyr festival.
Yeah, he's just Santa.
if I give you this fish, will you leave me alone? He gives us fish. That's a good thing, right?
He provides for us even now.
It's like the horse god thing in Wales. He shows up to your door and you have to give him a fish.
That's funny.
What happens if you don't?
There's like some pagan folklore stuff that Goldy's dad just invents because he wants to get kids to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Don't bite me. You're sitting on my arms.
He gets too comfortable and is like, I gotta make my money on top of the money I'm making. How about I just become a false god?
Yeah.
Like, Dad, you can't do that.
Look at this monster. He's just chomping.
He's a chomping.
Why? You came and sat on my lap and you're purring, you butthole.
So, are we allowed to ask questions for the campaign now?
Yeah,
like questions.
You can ask them.
If we use the obelisk, would we have been whisked through time?
So I'll tell you what the campaign says will happen.
Okay.
But not what I'll tell you will happen.
It was spoiled for me.
If that's fair, I'll tell you what the book says will happen and not what I said is going to happen, because I changed it and I told this to Cari.
Okay.
So if you use the rod that Devii has on the obelisk, because it's damaged, the rod will basically explode.
What?
And anyone within a certain distance will take like 85 d10 damage.
What?
Good God.
Which can kill you outright.
Yeah.
It destroys anything non-magical on the spot. And then that's only if you fail the D100 roll. If the D100 roll is a different D100 roll, then it takes you guys back in time to the original Netheril city when Iriel Arthas is in charge. Like
been cool, man.
Thousands of years ago.
But
And we would
what's the
carried
chances of
on-
rolling that D100 to get that?
Well, would we have carried on the campaign
And
from that point on?
So
That's what I said. I changed it. So it's not going to
so
do
the
that.
goal from the book is that you do that, the obelisk disappears in the past, and you can never go back.
Correct. But there's
Which
other
I think
reasons.
is-
There's other reasons why the obelisk disappears that I cannot
Yeah.
tell you because it pertains to both outcomes, the storied outcome and my outcome. There's some things that
But
overlap.
so, which I think is bullshit that you have, like, they made a thing where your players can interact with an object that you put in front of them, who most people are clearly going to think you're able to, like, save 10 towns, and you just, against your will, are thrown back 2,000 years into the past where you can never come back.
Yeah, the only thing I can deduct or deduce from this is that the idea is that if you go far enough back or far enough in the future that the timelines cannot overlap. And so therefore there is no wobble in the timescape that really matters too much.
Yeah, so you
It's
go
safe,
back and
it's
you
safe
can,
enough that you can go back in time and rewrite it. So that yeah.
so you can warn them about
So you can
anything you would
continue
know.
to...
Right, yeah.
And
you can warn them.
continue the campaign from the surface of whatever will the
Also, you have the
Emperor's in
Tarrasque
charge.
and the meteor things you guys
I
didn't
have that.
use.
I have that. The worst person to have that has it.
Yeah, why do you have it?
The one minus spoiler I had was that that's not
'Cause
the
I'm the
only
thief, I'm the
obelisk,
hoarder.
that there are many obelisks and there's something very special about them. Like,
Yes, that's
to the
correct.
lore, that's all I know. Like,
That's all you
this-
should know.
Okay.
There are many more obelisks. And
like,
some of them
there's
the
some-
Netheries created are less powerful.
Oh, okay.
And some of them predate Osteria.
Stop biting me.
So what's it to deal with the 10 tentacle monster?
Yeah, what the fuck is that thing?
That is something that the DM has to deal with. I can tell you what it'll do if you fail to save, if you want to know.
Yeah.
Kill us.
Yeah.
Total party wipe.
It's real fucking bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be good.
Real fucking bad. All
What's the
right, one
real-
second here. Egg-shaped cave, is it this one?
Because
Sorry.
when it showed up, I thought this is something to do with the city, surely. And now that we're at the end of it, it's like, what the fuck was that then?
Also,
Why is
there's
it
a
each
whole
have the
area that you
same-
guys missed. There's this thing. There's a really cool magic item. There's actually a little troop of like 4 drow that you could come find in the caves that you didn't find.
What?
They have this
We
We saw
object.
them. We just avoided them.
Yeah, you avoided them, but you also, they have like a little orb or a little square that basically is like a mobile campfire magic thing, magic item they took from the Netheril.
What happened to
Probably should
the
explore the
jackal face
caves.
guy?
Hang on a second. I got it one thing at a time. What was the
We
what was the
never had to
thing?
deal
Oh, the
with that
thing in the
because
ice.
Yeah, the
The thing in the
tentacle
ice.
beast.
A flat sheet
yeah.
of cloudy ice forms and a dark humongous shift behind the wall, tentacles waving unimpeded. Yeah. Any creature
The
that comes
food.
within 20 feet of the ice is targeted by a dominate monster spell,
God,
which
what
means
is
you are
that?
charmed and you have a
monster.
telepathic link with something as long as you're on the same plane of existence, which is superseded by this. And you have to specify simple courses of action, so they would do this with you. Run over there, fetch an object, etc. Attack that person. The
Kill your whole
entity can
family.
concentrate on up to 10 targets.
So it's an ally then.
So it could have just grabbed all of us and then
Any
what,
creature that
end us?
succeeds resists it and can not be targeted by again. On a fail, the creature stands perfectly still and does nothing,
Wait. Does it mean that you make it an ally?
while
Or
the
does it mean-
alien entity probes your mind for an hour.
That doesn't sound right.
Oh.
If a creature remains under the spell's effect
only
for the
need 5
full
minutes for me.
duration, the DC 15 intelligence save must be made at the end of the hour, taking 8d10 or an average of 44 psychic damage
Oh,
That's fine.
on a failed save or half on a success. Whether the save succeeds or fails, The creature subjected to the hour-long probe also gains a randomly determined form of long-term madness.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's
Long term.
Fun fact, the ice wall has an AC of 13, vulnerability to fire damage, is immune to cold, poison, and psychic damage. If the wall takes 50 points of damage, large cracks form, and the alien withdraws into a distant place, never to return. And the dominate spell ends.
So it just is a nondescript whatever the fuck this is stuck in the ice.
It is basically a DM's plaything, which I took as like omega candy for the stuff I just sunk into your background there, Van, for what I was planning in the future.
Yeah.
If any of
It
you
gives
got
me
probed for an
Elder
hour,
vibes.
that means I can take whatever I want from your brain for an hour.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it would only take 5 minutes. There's not much going on.
Yeah,
in
I
there.
know.
You just-
But think of this like someone can just peel back any layer that they find interesting in your head and ask you to do things like answer questions mentally, and you would not really be aware of what they are taking because the dominate spell would just tell you to forget at the end.
Who had permanent?
Wait, one more question. Is it a unique monster or is it a species?
I read to you what the
It's
book said.
indescript- It's in
That's all the description. It just is a thing in the ice.
Ugh,
This is what I'm
Still
telling
had
you, that the
madness.
books and the dungeon masters can play whatever they want. They don't need a monster stat block to do things. So if this gives you an indication of what some of the books say, sometimes they just say you got to run monsters or the monster does this or blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they're just like, this thing happens. Here's the DC, here's the action, here's something that happens. And the dungeon masters don't necessarily have to go blow by blow by blow by blow and run it as is if they don't want to. This type of encounter is so good for a single room. I could literally take this idea and put it wherever I want.
Yeah.
And if I like this entity, which I do, spoilers, you guys kept playing, I would just have done it again somewhere else.
I'm back. How y'all doing? You missed me?
I think it's a great idea to do this multiple times, especially if you guys are supposed to go to an indiscriminate universe. This is great. An eldritch god somewhere, like constantly. That's so cool. So in Wild Space, I was thinking of something like that. Like one of the bosses you'd have to fight.
Well, who knows what's in
Whatever it
the
would be.
the black murk of.
But thankfully,
place
you
in
guys are
between
not going to end the
stars.
campaign, like Cari said. It's going to be on hiatus, so I can still kind of keep my cards safe a little bit there. But Mesh, what did you want to ask?
I got another one, but you go first.
Who still had madness left? I still had madness left.
Oh, yeah, all right.
I did. I had it technically, I think.
You would have lost your madness on death, Cal.
Breaker.
Oh, did I? Well, then I didn't have it then.
Breker had gold madness. Dally, did you have?
To this day, like
No, my madness was.
Breaker's
Kicked off.
RN Van's spell made you immune. Yeah, exactly. Well, not immune, but you got a high bonus from Breaker's thing, and then Van had counter charm going, which was genius.
the campaign.
It was.
ends, but
I think one of you was like exactly on the DC though, which was pretty epic. It
It
was
was-
so close.
I think it was me
Yeah.
that was right on it,
Ironically. Yeah.
ironically.
I
But yeah,
have a
that was.
question.
Yeah, Cari.
The white lady.
yeah,
It's
that
a
was
myth.
my
From
next
that, from that,
It's a
ship
myth.
Okay,
tale,
Cari,
the ship-
that was my
Oh.
next question. But
Yeah.
was it-
Is,
Oh,
is she actually tied to a thing underwater?
Okay,
Does she
okay,
need
okay,
help?
okay.
What the fuck is
All
that?
right, all right. I've
Yeah,
been
I
wanting to
totally
answer
forgot
this
that,
for so
yeah.
long because you guys are so fucking stupid with this thing.
What? Yeah, we couldn't figure it out.
All
What
right.
Why
was
it's
it?
so hard?
All right, hang on. I got to find the city that has this. All right, so for starters, the
clearly we
biggest
skipped this.
aspect of confusion was you guys confusing this because there is a mast with someone tied to it that comes from a different lake
Right.
than the myth of the white lady, and you guys thought they were one
But
and the
we
same
knew
for
that.
like weeks and
We
still
figured that out,
suspected
though.
that it
We
was the
figured that
same
out.
thing.
But I still don't know. Is it actually a lady that's
What was it?
tied?
Okay,
Is
hang
the
on. Is
white
this
lady who's
The
tied to the
seance.
thing that we saw the same one that's
The
And,
seance.
yeah, the
is it-
seance, and
is
she
it-
was the one that's tied to
is
to
it
that
an
seance
actual
and
demon?
tied
is
to
it
the
Tourmaline, I think? Yeah, Tourmaline is where that
Yeah.
myth was. Okay. So, this is the blue clam.
Blue clam.
Yeah, ahead of winter's wind she came, the lovely woman with no name, draped in a fur-lined cloak of red. To the icy lake she fled, with the wind pursued her all the same. As sure as night she's dead.
I thought that was a different.
This is Martha's recounting of the tale 50 years ago. A mysterious woman in a fur-lined red cloak stopped at East Haven on her way to Lonelywood. Because the woman was alone and the innkeepers, a pair of retired adventurers who had been Marta's grandparents, tried to console her, the woman gave them this ring as payment, the ring of warmth that went to Chalcedony, that then went to Torterra when he left.
Yeah, you didn't bring it back.
We knew that. We know that. That's not what we're asking.
Okay.
Who the fuck was the lady tied to the fucking statue?
Yeah, who was the
Okay.
We know that they're
Seven Town
different
Hall.
people. We do
Okay.
know that.
Okay.
Who's the lady tied to the thing? And I know that she's the same lady that was
The
in
White
the
Lady
seance.
Inn
He was
No,
drinking
The
it's
wine.
seance.
Town Hall.
with Ronaldo, the
Town
White
Hall.
Lady Inn spirit.
Yes.
Is it the same one that was tied to the demon
Yeah,
statue?
she
Seven
was
Town
tied
Hall
to
Road. That's where
Yeah.
the statue was, and that's where
She
the
was
girl
both places. We
It was
saw
her-
her
oh, in
when
both.
They were
she
different.
caught-
They were different.
If
I
the
think
group
they-
check
I wasn't there for
different
the.
places.
Okay,
I
if the
wasn't there
group
for the
check
seance.
does close and urges the characters to reach out to it, ask the players that they see or do. The characters who try to help Ronaldo make a persuasion group check. If it fails, the White Lady spirit manifests as a poltergeist and attacks the party. The poltergeist uses the specter stat block, but the variant sidebar. If the
But
group
she-
succeeds in the check, you can sense and urge. The spirit replies, let's say, ask it questions. It will truthfully trace 2 or short 2 to 5 word answers on the room's frosted windows to answer the questions. If doing that becomes too cumbersome, the spirit will use Ronaldo as a vessel and whisper the answers. The spirit
we
does not
had
know or answer or think a question that is foolish. It shatters the window instead. Once it answers 3 questions, the spirit departs and Ronaldo cannot try to summon until it finishes a long rest. The White Lady knows what happens in Lake Denishir. The castle has become a... I can actually tell you this. Caer Dinevel's castle has become a base for cult devil worship.
We had never gone to Cari.
Gray-skinned dwarves have been stalking the streets of East Haven. You guys figured that out. Caer Dinevel and Caer Konig, while invisible, their intentions are not good. They hide upon the town ferry, which again you guys already figured out, and the ruins of Dinev's Rest. The magic cauldron is hidden in some frozen lakeside caves. You guys did this before that. The cauldron is guarded by a hag named Maud Chiselbone, who can control... Yeah, you know that. Okay. The White Lady does not remember the details of her own death
Okay, she is
or
dead.
the fate of her lost love. Once the
We
spirit
did
departs, the
uncover
frost on the windows dissipates.
We uncovered like where she was in the two. Who's the person that was tied around the Chalcedony in East Haven?
East Haven Town Hall.
In
That's what I
East
want. That's what I.
Haven Town Hall.
Mm-hmm.
The
The ghost.
Yeah.
The Bertu statue. The Bertu statue.
Okay, that's in
she
Town
was
Hall
at.
Capers.
That's the one with the demonic figure, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Goldy touched it and something happened.
Yeah, so
to
this
it.
is also really weird because of the timing of this. The way that you guys did things with the Dirigar. There's actually a side, like, there's a timed event that happens in the town that you guys missed, which is great.
Okay.
Like, you guys did well to miss it. Like, if you do
good.
something really good, you miss the event. But the event basically is that there's some Zent thieves that show up and try to steal it.
Okay.
And they kill Nerth.
Okay.
Who's Nev?
So there's
Well,
some...
Nerth fucking died.
So you
anyway,
you know
didn't
how
he?
there's Dwergar in the prison that you guys were able to question, right?
Right.
So the Dwergar in the prison get rescued by some thieves, and they kill Nerth and steal that thing.
You're telling me Wizards of the Coast wrote a ghost around this thing and made a secret mystery and didn't give us the answer to it?
Hang on. I have not said that yet. I'm just saying what I remember while I'm trying to find it.
I'm about to go there and punch them.
Okay, provided that the Dwergar have not destroyed it, a startling discovery awaits the characters in this room. Low burning lanterns cast a gentle glow on a tall black object centered in the room. They could be easily mistaken for a statue The object is actually a figurehead of a ship that carved in the likeness of a winged demon.
Yes.
The demon-shaped figure stands 8 feet tall. Shards of wood jut out from the demon's figurehead once attached to the hull of a ship. The figurehead is intact. Those who participated in the seance see something else.
Yes.
Lashed to the figure has a scrawny woman, dripping wet. Long white hair hangs over her face, obscuring it. Other features of the room include a staircase. Okay. Demonic figurehead. Characters familiar with this can tell that the figurehead is made with the substance of Chardallan.
We knew that.
Okay.
Yes.
If you make a history check, you can see that the figurehead depicts Urtu, a Balor demon that terrorized Icewind Dale over a century ago.
We knew that too.
Characters who grew up in Icewind Dale have advantage on the check, and they find that the figurehead is blah blah blah, weighs 1,000 pounds. A band of adventurers used telekinesis spell to raise the figurehead from the depths of Lake Dinashir a few months ago and hauled it to East Haven, hoping for a reward, but what they got was hardly the effort. Wayland does not know what else to do except keep it here out of the public eye. He fears the figureheads have tainted demonic magic and have warned the staff not to touch it. Detect evil or good spell and similar magic reveals that it is a desecrated object. Any creature that comes in contact with it makes a charisma save or gains the flaw that supersedes their common flaws. That I suspect that 10 towns are members of a secret cult devoted to the Frost Maiden. The paranoia can be ended by a creature with a spell with remove curse. Prolonged contact with the figurehead might have other ill effects at your discretion. The White Lady of Lac Dinashir. What looks like the woman tied to the figurehead is actually the White Lady. It manifests as a chaotic evil ghost, and if the players keep their distance, the woman begins sobbing. If the characters leave without confronting the woman and return later, the ghost is gone, along with the ropes that seem to bind her. The White Lady rarely manifests on land, and her ghosts can be only seen by those who dared to summon it, as if in the seance. If one or more characters comes within 5 feet of the ghost, it throws its head back to reveal a bare skull with a rictus grin, catching the characters by surprise with horrifying visage, one of its abilities. And once the ghost's true nature is revealed, the ropes binding it fade, and as it attacks the nearest character, the ghost is reduced to 20 hit points or fewer. It tries to possess a character. The possessed host will try to leave the town hall in the north exit and drown itself in the lake by walking out into the ice, and it breaks, attacking anyone who gets in its way. If the ghost is reduced to 0 hit points, it fades with a scream, and White Lady's spirit is forced back into the lake, where it remains thereafter.
I thought it was not a malevolent spirit. That's a surprise.
That's sick.
For reference, the horrifying visage ability is a 60-foot area with DC 13 wisdom save or frighten for a minute. If you fail by 5 or more, you age by 1d4 times 10.
Wow.
Wait, what?
1d4 times 10?
Times 10. So if you roll a 2 on your d4, you age 20 years.
Holy shit.
Bullshit. No.
And because they have advantage on this, that means that you have a -5 on the roll. Because they surprised you.
Well, I'm glad that we didn't go up and touch
The target
it then.
saving the throw
Bullshit,
succeeds
well, you
its
would've
effect,
been alright.
ends it, and the target is immune to the horrifying visage for 24 hours. The aging effect can be reversed with greater restoration, but only within 24 hours of the occurrence.
And I didn't have greater restoration at the time.
It was like
we
3 months in.
bullet by not dealing with it.
You did the best thing you could have done, which is fucking leave.
We were all like,
Wow.
no.
I feel so bad for her.
And I was thinking, I was like, if they want to go interact with it,
Don't touch it.
So
I
Cari
think
and
that
were like,
only the
right.
people that I was like really gonna play with it, like, because the only people that can see it.
Yeah, we could.
She
see it,
has
but
the invisible
actually-
condition to the others until
Yeah,
they
yeah.
solve it.
We saw the we was it.
So
the
I was gonna
Me and
treat her
Devi-
as
me
a
and Devi
permanent condition
Yeah, we
of the
didn't do it,
greater
yeah.
invisibility potion.
Me and
Right.
David
But would the horrifying visage work on us since we
That
can't
is
see
the
her?
compensation I would have made. Is that
Okay, okay.
if I wanted to make her invisible, then the horrifying visage would only affect the people that could see her, because that makes sense. Or I'd have her be normal invisible, and then the horrifying visage is what breaks her invisibility. But if you were to see her in the seance breaks her invisibility to you.
Gotcha.
Because
Gotcha.
it's Ronaldo's storytelling magic, which is very
Yeah.
cool. So this encounter, you guys kind of got frustrated and bricked on it from your point of view, but from my point of the view of the screen, I was like, damn, you guys dodged a bullet. I was like, nice. Good one, guys. One of my proudest moments as a DM was right here. But, which is funny because this is like just after you guys almost died twice.
Meanwhile, me and Devii are like, God damn, we gotta save that poor woman.
I know, right? Because I do remember finding more info around where Maud is.
That's what happens when you touch the what happens if you touch the statue? Good question, Breker.
Like the statue instead of her.
You get
I think
madness.
you read that. I think
Yeah,
you
you
read,
get madness
you get
thinking
mad.
that
you get
everyone in
paranoia.
10 towns. Yeah, the paranoia that everyone
If
in
you
10 towns.
keep your hand on it, you
worships the
get you get longer exposure.
Nobody
dodged a lot of
triggered my
ghost
madness the whole time, Rob.
Oh yeah.
Is that
I
still
know.
in play? Is that something we
So
can ask about?
here's two things as a GM that I didn't like. One, Dungeon Master's Guide list of short-term and long-term and temporary madness tables are stupid.
Okay.
They're very, very lame prompts. They're not hard to lean into. And most of them you could play an entire game and never have to worry about it. Like if Dallan and Chef weren't like super committed to role-playing them out to like a really weird level and like trying to integrate it, I don't think they would have been really that big of a deal. Especially the part like the long-term madness one sounds so bad, and then you look at the list of options and possibilities and it's like none of these are really that bad.
I have to say I didn't like that because I had madness for a long time. It's like you can act it for a bit, but then
It's
it's
kinda
like,
just
what do you do
annoying, isn't
after
it?
that? Like you're just annoying because you have to be.
I like playing with Vans, especially after working it to make it more. Because I mean, thinking nothing is real can be really like interruptive, but bending it to be like nothing is real except these people, but they don't know, so I have to help them. And
yeah,
then
but
when
here's
things
the other
are-
thing is I think you got one of the better ones though, Van, to be fair, because that one's fun
Yeah,
to
it's
play
a good
with.
one.
I don't
It
think the
is,
one
yeah.
that I gave Cal was very interesting because she rolled for it.
Yeah.
And then the one that Mesh got when he got the statue was also kind of lame, I think, because it just didn't come up.
My one was
Breker
basically...
didn't have a madness.
Chef 2023.
my one was very weird that you needed to ask me a really personal question. Nobody asked me anything personal since like I don't know the elevator ride me and Devii had when she asked about stuff. Since then nobody asked me anything
Yeah, and the other thing
personal.
too is like when you did your big reveal about being a doppelganger.
Yep,
it was not. It was a personal choice, not a personal question that you're answering. So it was
Yes.
like very. I was like, this is totally within his means to do this.
Yeah.
To be fair, like the second that I found out you're a doppelganger, I'm like, well, I don't need to know his personal history. He's a
You guys want to know why the knights turned to ice?
Why the
Yes.
lights turn to ice?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
All right, I'm telling you this because I think it's awesome, but it could potentially spoil future stuff. So I'll just leave that at there. But so because the Lake Denishir, Cara Deneville place was something you didn't go to, there's a whole adventure there. Where Avarice is staying underground and living there. So Avarice lived under the cult activity of this place called the Black Swords. I think it's called the Black Swords. Hang on. Yeah, the Black Swords cult.
My guess was
So
that
they are led by a group that basically took the town speaker, who was very sick, and kidnapped him, and they were running the town through their mouth speaker.
Yeah.
And there is a old woman in there that's a seer, and her thing is so cool. Like basically like the way that the prompt is written is because she's an old diviner that's kind of retired, she has a stump peg leg. She's sitting there eating like a very old aged like jerky of a knucklehead trout on the table. And when you walk in, she says, "I have foreseen this moment." She tells you some really important stuff about the situation that's going on. And then she dies. And she says, "I know that I was told that I need," or she's like, she had this vision where she's supposed to see these random people that show up in her room. She needs to tell them this really important information, and that's the last thing she can do before she passes on. And she will not die until it happens.
Ooh,
It's
okay.
really cool prompt, though. Like, from a GM's point of view, I'm like, this is really cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Just tells everyone, no one come into my room.
Her name is Hethel.
Hethel.
And she's got a bum leg. Yeah. What does she say? Oh, yeah. She tells you everything about Zardarok.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Oh.
Says Zardarok Sunblight is a Dorgar warlord. He will conquer Icewind Dale unless you defeat him. You know, he's here in the spine. She tells you where he is. He's got a forge powered by a still beating heart of a red dragon.
Oh,
Zardarok has a plan of well, she tells you all this stuff that I'm telling you about. Zardarok is a plan of systematic destruction of 10 towns where the characters can discover if they search the fortress. The characters will die if they face him too soon. They must test their mettle against the horrors of the haunt of the farthest reaches of Icewind Dale before they can survive. So basically just level up before you go there.
What's the earliest you can talk to her?
Anytime after level 2.
We passed this town twice, coming and going from the mountain.
Technically, you passed it 4 times, but yeah.
We
weren't there supposed to be a drow in the city?
In the city, yes. There was a group in front of us, yeah?
There's a group of four drow there. They avoided you.
Oh, and they were in the fucking tunnels later.
Mm-hmm. They avoided you guys perfectly.
So we don't... Is that like something we can't learn who they are?
I guess you can, but it's not as irrelevant as you think.
Gotcha.
They're kind of just another group that found the city before anyone did, but they were sealed because they came from the Underdark.
I got one.
There's a way in from the Underdark.
Yep, that's where that little fortress off the other path that you didn't go towards the end of the tunnel. They are from there.
The Zardarok's fortress also had a path to the Underdark, so that was a way to get through.
So there's 2 routes to the Underdark there, which means that I basically have 2 possibilities that you guys go to the Underdark where the campaign basically ends and you have a side trek there.
Gotcha.
Because there's nothing written about the Underdark for me.
What about the Jackal Head guy?
Jackal Head guy.
Scrimmage Cry?
Oh.
He killed the wizard.
Dazan.
This is pound of flesh that he said he was going to get. And guess what?
Oh, well.
He got a pound of clay.
He took his head. And he took his spell book. Which means he can have conversations with him every 10 days.
At least he doesn't know much about what we know.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, right? Like, you guys did very good. Like, honestly, one of the best social situations you guys did was the Dazan one.
Yeah.
Because he's wicked smart.
Yeah.
What, if any, connection is there with the white dragon to Ario?
None.
There's nothing.
It just is a dragon.
I think
that will kick your fucking ass.
Who was the rider? Who was the dead person on it?
Yes, that is a good question.
If Mesh wants to do a one-shot, I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
Because actually, you know what? I can maybe tell you after that one shot. But if there's a one shot, I like the idea that you guys time travel back in time when the writer's alive. That would be cool.
Okay.
But basically, you guys may not know this, but the dragon is blind.
Yes,
we know.
It is so old. It's blind.
Does it have a marked age in the book, or does it just say it's really old?
That's a good question. I have a vague memory that they specifically don't tell you. But a Veritress, I think, had a whole thing in the wilderness encounters.
I found an Veritress model at a comic book store.
Yep, it's actually
I
a
sent it
model.
to you.
I can tell you the mysterious writer's name if you want.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
really
Oh, wait,
cool.
she called it out.
She called it out, yeah.
Meltharond or Meltharond.
And who is that person?
Yeah.
Good
What's the
question.
relationship to the
Find
dragon?
out when we do the one shot.
Yeah. I
What?
named my dragon.
Okay.
Yes.
I named it after the fact that we're Songs of Summer and after Silas, my mentor. So his
Spiral?
name is Sai Solaris.
Sai Solaris, I like that. That's a great name.
This is cool.
I will call
We'll
you
call her
Sai.
Sai for short.
So
Yeah.
Sai Solaris would say, I am Sai Solaris, the silver, if you please.
The silver, yes.
And he can have whatever voice you want. I will probably not use that
Okay,
Velen modified voice for the 15th
Yes.
time. Okay.
Wait, I'm gonna roll to see if it's a girl or a boy.
Was there any cut
I'll roll.
quest that you wish you
Oh,
could
which,
put back?
what's the number
Under
for girl?
D12, under 6 is a girl, over 6 is wait, 6 and under is a girl, 7 and above is a boy.
A boy.
Le boy.
It's a 6. She's a girl.
A girl.
This is one of my favorite lines from a Viratress,
Uh-huh.
okay? Her let's see. She remains the most fearsome predator in Icewind Dale, although her age has clouded her eyes with cataracts, limiting her range of vision to 60 feet. Her blind sight, hearing, and sense of smell are undiminished, however. Fortunately for the residents of the Dale, she prefers the taste of reindeer, walrus, and polar bear flesh to that of humans. The dragon has a healthy respect for humans and never threatens 10 towns directly, though it wouldn't take much to
okay.
provoke her to do so. And then the rest is about the
Yeah.
writer.
Could you imagine if we fucked
Like
up
trying
and
to
let the dragon remain 10 towns?
trying to steal her treasure. Trying to steal her
Oh, I
treasure.
can
and
say
then
this
she-
part.
Yeah.
While Viratress has never acknowledged the death of the rider and still speaks to its body as if it were alive, he
Oh,
was,
Yeah,
while he lived, her only friend and confidant.
So
Oh,
she
okay,
was
so that's
doing
why.
that. Guys, she was doing that during the
She
fight.
was.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
She panicked
Yeah.
because she
So-
thought he fell.
And yeah, when it fell, yeah, that's how we realized she was blind.
That's so sad.
So I just looked up the average age of like white dragons. They can live 2,100 years. So this dragon could have easily been around during the peak of the Netheril Empire.
Uh-huh.
Huh, interesting.
Been even
I
a few hundred years old at the time.
But I thought that was for 3,000 years ago.
This
Wasn't that 3,000
dragon
years?
is chilling out.
It's like
living
18.
his
It's not
life.
even 2,000.
Yeah,
Nice.
just- but you know what?
It wasn't
it's
even.
like-
It wasn't even 2.
It's not
No, I
doing
thought the
anything.
Netherils were three.
Hatchling.
The Netheril Empire was 3,000 years ago. Wasn't
No,
it?
no. The fall was. I
Fall
mean,
was
the fall was
3,000.
like. Was
Oh,
it? I thought it was like
Fall was
1,800 or
3,000 years.
200.
Okay, Mesh.
If
If we're gonna do the one shot, I don't feel like killing the dragon anymore. But
If
we're
the
gonna have
encounter
to
takes place
pull it
during a
out.
blizzard, the dragon is buried under heavy snow, waiting out the storm, with outstretched wings lying flat. Her rider
We
is
found it like
visible
that.
only above the surface,
Oh
Okay,
shit!
the-
that would've
looking
been
like a
creepy.
frozen, desiccated corpse sitting in the
I was
snow.
gonna say, did it look
If
like a
the
mummy?
characters are
Yeah.
close enough to touch the corpse, they're already on the dragon's back. If they attack
Oh.
otherwise to disturb the corpse, the dragon tries to shake them off. Each creature on the dragon's back, when she rises, make a DC 22 dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
Oh,
In an
God.
unoccupied space within 5 feet, the blizzard wind keeps her flying, so the character's best hope of survival is to run and not lose themselves in the storm. If the
Oh, we
characters do
did
not
run.
encounter during a blizzard, they will see a Viratress in the sky or on the ground. If she's on the ground, she's eating a polar bear or a herd of reindeer that she's killed with her breath weapon, which means they're all frozen. If the encounter occurs in the sea of moving ice, the characters see the dragon erupt from the water nearby with a dead walrus in her mouth, and then she flies back to the glacier to devour the meal. As long as the characters keep their distance, the white worm ignores them.
I
Oh yeah, so we
realized-
did. Remember when we had to run in the storm, and Torterra that had to do a thing like so we could evade. He had I remember his ability, his tracking ability.
Yeah.
So we could evade because she was chasing us and chasing us and chasing us and chasing us. Right, that was.
Chef says that the Underdark campaign gets me to half-mast real fast.
What the hell?
I don't know why that line of that dialogue line just gets me so good. It gets me to half-mast real fast.
So, from the perspective of the dragon, she's an old lady just trying to get on with her life. We go into her house, try to
steal her shit. Yeah.
She chases us, and then it's like, fuck it, let me get us some food, and we're still lingering around like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. And I feel really bad now, to be honest with you.
Well, I wasn't the one who was like, let's steal her treasure. Like, certain people
I took my
wanted
stuff
to
back.
go back
I
and go and
took
steal
the
her
stuff
treasure.
that I didn't steal anything. I got my stuff.
But regardless, in this one,
The treasure was already stolen. That's thieves' code.
Yeah, but she didn't know. Oh my god.
We'll have to deal with the dragon because now that winter is falling. There's gonna be more people, so yeah, death might not be the only option here.
I will tell you this. If a dragon has a lair, they typically have more than one, like I said before. If they have their own lairs, their lairs abide by their rules and their magic, which means Devi's pirate ship is in a case of perpetual winter. Because it is a lair. It will always be icy and cold there. Until a Veritress dies.
Right.
Interesting.
We need to find the other layer also. Because
that's probably much bigger. This is just a mini layer.
If we went there though, it would be to try and kill her though. I mean, because like, why? I mean, we can't just go and say, please give us your treasure.
Maybe she has stuff about Netheries in her lair that we could get.
But the dragon's placid unless you go and take her shit, right? So if you go there, she's gonna kill us. It's gonna be total party wipe. It's a total party wipe if you go.
Not if we're level 14.
God, her breast weapon. Fuck me, dude.
Yeah, okay, so he's saying that means she's really strong.
She is really strong.
She's a higher CR than Ariel is.
What? Really?
Mm-hmm.
So us fighting would have been.
That's why I wanted to do it after the campaign, not during the campaign.
She could do 3 times the amount of damage that Ariel can do.
Okay, we'd be we'd be fucked. Even if we go like one level and we went back in eventually, like we would still get wrecked.
Fine, that's the fun of it.
Killing dragons is fun though, man. They're like the most simple thing for GMs to run and just be like, all right, cool. There's at least a couple of you guys within range of me to breathe on you. Roll a dice. Okay, cool. You fail. I'm gonna roll 20 dice and you take all the damage. Have fun. Like that's how it is. It's the GM gets to be a war gamer against a couple of minions for a little bit.
So, Rob, is there anything left of the remaining 10 towns? Like, was anything spared?
Yeah, the 3 towns.
There were 3 towns.
No. Sorry, I meant like of the towns that were destroyed. Was there anything in particular that was spared?
We were told
The
several
castle.
times that everything was fucking died.
Level,
the
castle.
We visited one. Goldy, do you remember?
Yeah, well, yes. I thought there might be more than just that. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was curious.
God. Goldy, you have 2 hours to finish the event if you haven't.
Oh, I've done it. I'm good. I got my hundos.
I would like to give the floor to Dallan for a little bit because I think he said he had to go soon.
No, Dallan.
You gotta go. I gotta get ready for show stuff. But it's been wonderful playing with everyone. Thank you. It's been a hell of a 3 and a bit years.
Yeah.
And I will see you around. I'm not dying or anything.
That's good to know.
This is not goodbye, American boy.
All right, guys. I don't know when the next Icewind Dale Part 2 will be, at least for this group. The tentative thing is that I'll need to be writing some new stuff with Devii, Goldy, Mesh, and Cal. We will be pushing the time slot up earlier. We still have to plan that. We're going to try to keep the same day.
Exactly.
We're going to
That's
talk
what
about
I
it
need
off
to
stream,
know.
and I'll get back with you
Later.
then. But we need to do a session 0 together and maybe separated here and there off stream. Maybe on stream if we want to do it all together. I don't know. But for now, I'm going to close the stream and we're going to talk together offline. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Chef, and thank you, Van.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.